All right, I think we're live. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for being 1 minute late. What a spectacle. All right, welcome to Thursday. I guess since it's Black Pill Day, I should say. Hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. What I thought would be a good topic for this presentation is the Black Pill. Now, tomorrow we're going to be doing Memphis Wrestling. Saturday is this traditional BOYT watch. But for today, we're going to be looking at a host of, from what I can see, these are all BOYT people. There might be one or two people that I saw their video early, and they might be like a bigger creator than I thought. But I have not watched any of these. I've watched many of these creators, but I haven't actually watched these videos. So we're gonna learn about them together. What's up, Daninsky, Realm Chat, Jeremy? How's it going? I mean, we don't watch a lot of Black Pill content on BOYT Watch, but I feel like the Black Pill is a regular staple of Fusion Studios. I think, anyway. All right. The first person we're going to watch is Throwaway Wrath. They have 1 subscriber, 9 views, and this was posted yesterday. Okay, hang on. I got to fix my volume real quick. What's up? It's me. What's up, Van Gogh? Okay, I don't know how loud I need to have this, so hang on.
For me, the black pill symbolizes fertile ground. Once this fertile ground was the red pill, was the motivation, was all the ideological.
The black pill can be hard to swallow sometimes, oh, for sure. What's up, South to West?
Talk in the right about fixing your life, and it's good, but it's an ideology now.
Now, this is some true BOYT. It's got 9 views from a 1 subscriber account. I don't know if it's I guess it could be an aggregate account, but I'm not sure.
It's a cash grab.
You're watching
like
with Daninsky on a boat dock? That's awesome, man.
Well, he was a good man, but
like in those old WrestleMania commercials, there's a bunch of people watching Black Pill content in a field in Nebraska, and they're like hunkered down eating noodles in China.
Yeah, he was a fraud at the end of the day.
You stopped watching An Irish Girl Done Up as an Imp? Wow.
His book did a lot of people good. Could the same be said about L. Ron Hubbard? And science.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. My internet is really slow. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, sorry. It's really dropping frames. Black Pill, a celebration of life. I don't know what's going on with it. Hopefully, is the audio okay at least? At least there's no video in this one.
Ontology, I don't think so. If you take the ideas seriously, contradictory, that all these speakers in YouTube and Twitter and whatever, you're gonna end up confused.
You're gonna end up abused.
And in the Black Pill is a community of people who've seen everything there is to see. Their noticing is unmatched. Now, I wish to redirect this noticing to a good ending. These sorts of videos that I've consumed a lot of in, speaking, are enlightening. These people have given up. They're a lot like me. And they can articulate rage much better than I can. I can articulate sadness, so to speak.
So he's watching Black Pill content and he's saying that like they're really good at expressing the anger, but he's not really feeling the anger. He's feeling more of like a sadness or like a I don't even I bet it's really not sadness. I bet it's just like what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like sadness, but it's like a sadness is like a implies like a temporary situation, like melancholy, just like a constant melancholy or like hopelessness.
Well, I mean, this channel is named Wrath, but this wrath comes from a place of sadness, essentially. And I don't know when I'm going to start making videos about that sadness, if ever. With the Black Pill, we have exposed many of the failings of the Christians, the failings of the conservative movement. That is basically part of what is known as a uniparty. Right wing, left wing of the same bird that's shitting on all of us, basically.
Oh boy.
You must excuse me because I should come here with a script, but these are the first 5.
Well, I should say too, if you're watching this and you're not super into Black Pill content, like this is common. Even Savvy Guy does this. When they get into a certain mindset, a lot of the Black Pill creators will just black screen completely. So it might have to be more than once in this. I'm not sure.
Videos of my channel. And I need them to.
What was that?
So it can get views and whatnot. And propel it forward, basically. So my old channel, it's not. I've asked people, to archive it in archive.org. No one did it. It's fine. That's fine.
Hold on, what?
It's fine. In archive.org to archive. I've asked people, to archive it in archive.org. No one did it. It's fine. That's fine.
So did he say? I couldn't really understand him, and I don't think playing it again would help because I couldn't really pick up on the word he was saying. It wasn't like I was having trouble understanding him. I literally had no idea what the word was. Is he saying he asked people to archive his stuff on archive.org? Well, I can't do that, but we can archive it here in the BOYT.
I'm gonna do it myself.
Doomers, yeah. Well, once you accept, I think that that it's over for you, right? And there's no. Like, clearly I disagree with him that there's no difference between the two parties, but I think from his perspective, he's saying, like, neither one of these parties are doing anything to help him. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if it's a box thing or if it's a popularity thing or what, but whatever it is that he wants, I mean, if once you've given up, like, anybody who's not directly helping you is like, probably all the same to you. I mean, Savvy Guy's like that until somebody smiles at him or until somebody gives him positive attention, then he becomes a bloomer temporarily.
And there are a lot of very interesting.
Oh, the old channel. Okay.
4chan threads I've found over the months. These videos I made them many months ago. And
so there are more videos from this guy. We just got to find them.
Not sure if I should, because I'm operating under the idea that the YouTube ban hammer is, it's always there. It's a digital panopticon, basically. My old channel is about to die, but I'm going to archive it all.
This was literally.
And if it ever dies,
he literally posted this yesterday. So I feel like we probably can find that other channel.
I will be uploading new videos to the Odyssey channel. and fixing some because
Oh, okay.
Odyssey is a little
So there was like a big purge of content.
different to YouTube. So the world is hopeless in many ways.
There we go.
So why not?
Is wanting your stuff to be archived though, isn't that kind of that attaches some hope, doesn't it? In one way or another, like if you really want your stuff to be archived.
Um, why not just speak the truth? Get it over with.
I like this guy. Got a good promo.
It'll put me in trouble. I mean, well, I'm already so many opportunities down. What should it matter?
Man.
You know? And a lot of people are right here with me in this desperation. Now, just as I said,
Yep.
that an idea whose time has come is unstoppable. So too will the era of the black pill move on, or not move on at all. The red pill, you know, it's a bit corny, but it did illuminate a path for us. We're gonna give back to each and every one of us who was taken advantage of in our bliss, in our ignorance. So join me.
A call to action. Well, that was throwaway wrath. Interesting to have a call of action of like becoming a getting something going. All right, this one, yeah, this one actually got a bunch of views after I had added it. This is Born into a Corrupt System, which is one of the bigger. I still consider it to be BOYT by Vibe, but it's definitely kind of a bigger channel. But it's Born into a Corrupt System. This one has 25K. I didn't think it had that many. Oh boy, what happened here? Hold on, let's try to reload it. Oh man, hang on. I'm having issues. I'm having YouTube problems. Typical. Trying to get the message out about the black pill, and YouTube is censoring, isolating, and terrorizing us. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Wait, while you're bored, you don't know what to even do for fun. Like, I feel like no matter what, everything here is just boring. Everything here is just stale. Everything here is just kind of like whack, played out, I guess you could say. It's like you go out and you don't even know what to do. Everything costs money. So people just say, fuck it, let me just stay home. But yet, people even staying home gotta pay money for rent, taxes, bills, you name it. It's like you just can't get by in life, no matter what you do or don't do. It's like you just can't get by. All we do is work, and we never have enough money to enjoy ourselves. Instead, we just work to pay our bills. That's all it is. We don't work to have money to spend and enjoy
great
life.
Morning.
Instead, we make money just to piss it away on stupid things, bills, things that just keep coming nonstop, whether you work or whether you don't work. You know, we never have money to do what we want to do because It all goes away on the stupid bills, the fees,
Stupid
the rent,
bills.
or taxes, or mortgage, or you know, whatever. This is what you work for. This is what we work for. And it just gets played out.
You're sick of people complaining about bills and money? Man, this might be a bad stream then.
I mean, it's just soul draining, you know?
This might be a rough one.
There's a lot of fun things to do in life, but the thing is, money is like a leash. It just yanks you away from being able to do certain things, because every little thing costs this. So it's to the point where people don't know what to do with themselves. And with that also being said, things in general just get boring. Like me personally, I get bored, but at the same time, I don't even know, like, I don't know if anyone can relate here. I get bored to the point where I don't even know what to do. You go out, I'm still bored. You know, it's like no matter where I am, I feel like I'm just bored. No matter what setting I'm at, I feel like I'm just bored. You know, a lot of people be like, man, I'm bored in the house. Then we go out for a ride. Then we go here. Then we go this. But I feel like I'm still bored out too. It's like I always love to say, it's like Grand Theft Auto, man. It's just boring. I'm bored of driving around. I'm bored of you know, running people over in GTA. You know, I'm bored of going into the military base trying to steal a jet, or you know, like all that stuff just gets boring, like played out. And it's like so. It's like it feels the exact same way with actual real life. It's like everything just gets boring. Like I'm just tired of doing this bullshit every friggin' day.
Man, I felt bad for Kinetic Kel watching that video, man. Grace just... It's not that... It's just... Kel's just not, in my opinion, just... I don't know what her fascination is with becoming a... Like, interacting with Grace like that. Like, it was brutal. Sorry, and
survive,
speaking of,
you know,
like,
it's
depressing
it's
black
boring
pill,
and
that was
stressful, and
definitely
it's like,
hard to
what the hell's
watch.
the sense of it, you know? It's like with a job, that's all you do. You're at a job, make it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm sure he would be happy if he could do the Ben Thorpe lifestyle, but he don't. He needs a, you know, he needs a chick to put on the camera.
Money that's being taxed to the government, and then the other half that you have, you're putting it on bills. So really, what do you make? The majority of your paychecks going on bills and being taxed to the...
If you're a big believer in simulation theory, what he's saying right now is very woven into, like, the mentality of that we live in a simulation, because what he's talking about Grand Theft Auto, I think anyway, is he's saying that when you're playing the game, you reach a certain point to where you've done everything you can do, you've done the crazy stuff that you're thinking about, you know, whatever in the game. And people in simulation theory believe that that's why we see people who do these things that are so far removed. Like, remember the guy that really did steal a plane and he flew it around and then he crashed it? Or like these, just like the mass shootings and stuff like that. Simulation theory people believe that it's because we are in a video game and the people who control us outside of the simulation are bored with what's going on. And so it's kind of like in Sim City, you reach a certain point of building your town and it's just like all you want to do is just unleash tornadoes on it and see what you know what I mean? So I think what he's saying is especially interesting to me, because he's like, I don't know if he's aware of it or not, but like a lot of the stuff he's saying is simulation theory, at least adjacent.
The government. You just barely have
Plato's
any
Cave, yeah.
enjoyment out of that money that you just worked your
Grace
ass for.
says she's a beast.
And that's when they say, well, you need to get another job, or you need to work.
And she was so... The thing about Grace that's impressive too is she was so casual about it. Like, she wasn't even in, like... She wasn't... It was like Lawler beating Keith Eric, you know what I mean? Like, she just... Her blood pressure didn't even go up at all from that encounter. And Kel was completely flustered. I knew Kel was cooked whenever Grace brought up her bangs and she moved her hair off of her. Like... Appeasing Grace like that is not going to work.
A few jobs, you know, work this job, and then when you're done with that one, do fuck that, man. I can't even stand doing this one. I got to do that. I'm like a friggin' zombie. That's just what we are, a zombie for money that we can't even enjoy barely, because we throw it away to the bills, and the government swap it, you know, do a swiper from Dora the Explorer to taxes.
Totally a non-J.
I mean, it's just so depressing. It's just such a depressing existence. And for people to just see nothing wrong with it, like for example, me saying what I'm saying right now, you get some people to be like, you're a deadbeat, you're this, you're so negative, man, you know, whatever. And hey, to each their own, but I don't see how I'm negative, deadbeat. It's just being realistic here, people.
She's something
It's
else,
just
man.
open your damn eyes and look where you're in. It's depressing. It's boring.
ASP, Apex
It's
Social
meaningless.
Predator.
Not to sound dark, but it's true. This whole existence is just pure meaningless.
And like,
we
what, honestly, the whole thing about Kel too, it's not even like a skill issue, although Kel is not, you just have to be a different kind of person. You have to be able to deal with Grace, but like, oh, now I'm high and I forgot what I was going to say. I'll think of it.
we can't even do it.
Like, what could Kel have even done? What can you say to Grace that's going to like shake her or make her upset her? Like, what can you really do? Like, literally, what can you do to her? She's like Wolverine or something. You can't really, damage doesn't stick to her anymore. Like, it's tough to imagine, even if Kel came in like guns blazing and everything. Like, I don't know what you can do to Grace at this point to beat her.
The things we want to do, because this stuff gets in the way of the things we want to do. It's like soul trapping, if that's even a word.
Ben had a lot to do with making her
Sometimes I
into
feel
what
like
she
I just make
is.
up my own dictionary, but yeah, it's just
There's
crazy,
a lot
man.
of
Like, you just have no freedom. You're just trapped. You're like in a
I would
cage.
say,
You're trapped. You don't know what to do with
contextual
yourself.
evidence of that.
It's like you don't know what to do with yourself. You can't do anything unless you have money. You know, you get a job. You figure, all right, let me get a job. I'll make some money and I can enjoy myself. No, I'm just making money to try to survive. To just try to keep a roof under my, over
Just
my
tell
head.
Grace that Ben's
I
gonna
was gonna
leave
say
her.
under my.
But I mean, really, what can you say to her? Or what can, there's just nothing, I just can't imagine. I mean, there's no, she's just completely, like I said, it's not, some people would say, like, would describe it as like hollow or dead inside. I would describe it as ethereal, and you really can't, like, there's just not a lot of ways to damage Grace at this point, I don't think.
Over my head. Silly me, but try to make
You think Ben's a
make money to
douche?
keep a roof over my head, food on
It's
the
a
table,
nice thing
things
to
like
say,
that.
honestly,
But that's like all
comparatively
I
to
feel
what most people
we're
say.
trying to work for. Well, that is all we're working for. But what I'm trying to say is,
People will come into the chat and be like, talk about how can I cover Ben? How can I platform Ben and whatever? And I'm not on here like, I just show him as he is. And when I think he does something bad or crazy, I say so. But I also say when I think he's funny. But people get so offended about that. And yet they're the ones that are totally watching every single Ben video I put up. Like, those by far get more views than almost anything else. So it's like they want Ben to go away, but at the same time, they absolutely have to know everything that he's doing.
instead of also making money to enjoy, go
Is to talk
do
about
fun
her mother,
activities,
yeah.
whatever they might be. Not going to go into detail, but I'm just
But can we, I mean, a regular person or like a kinetic Kel can't really use that to much impact because it doesn't carry, like, it doesn't have that, Grace doesn't give a shit about kinetic Kel. Like, Grace just treated kinetic Kel like she was just garbage, She gave her no respect, no really even a like acknowledgement. It was just like a public execution basically. But I think coming from Ben, there are things that could hurt Grace, but I think that's like, it's got to be somebody that she actually cares what that person thinks, which is
saying whatever people
kinda
wish
rare,
to
I
do
think.
that you need the stupid money for, and it's like, oh man, I gotta save up. This is coming up. This bill's coming up. Taxes are coming up. Oh, my rent's coming up. So it's like, this is why a lot of times we don't do anything with ourselves and we're bored and we stay home. And it's like we're just trapped. You just don't know what to do because every little thing is this. Every little thing is this. So you just come to the point where you don't know what to do. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes. Like, there is fun activities. I'm not saying life has no fun activities. Like, there's a lot of fun things to do, but everything costs this, man. And it just gets in the way of everything.
Never seen money represented that way before. It's kind of interesting.
It's like we sacrifice more than anything. And I say to myself,
Hey,
what is
Vinny,
the
how you
point
doing,
of all
buddy?
this sacrificing? What reward? What do we get out of all of this?
Well, all I
Absolute
can
nothing.
say is I have seen them treat a lot of people poorly, but they've always been nice to me.
Nothing at all. 6 feet under, or cremated, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's just, I don't know what to say anymore, man. It's just, I'm so fed up with it. I'm sure everyone here could understand and relate that they're fed up with this shit. There's
This guy's
people that
running in
say,
circles.
try to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
going to
some
be a
good
theme
things to
too, I
life,
think.
and I really wish I can, but it's just, I can't really think of any, you know? I'd love to talk positive, you know. I want everything to be positive, but it's just the existence we're in is
Do you think
negative,
Grace
man.
has been
It's below
censored,
zero, if you get
isolated,
my
and
drift.
terrorized by Double B?
It's just, I don't know anymore. I just feel like I'm trapped, you know. There's so many fun things I want to do, but money gets in the way of it. And then plus, after a while, it's like I don't even know what I want to do. Like I get to the point where I don't even know what I want to do anymore, you know. It's like everything too in itself just gets played out.
Have you ever had a moment like that?
what-
Like, have you ever been like, you've like completed a task or whatever, whether it was recreational or, you know, practical or professional, whatever. And then you're like, well, now what? Have you ever had a moment like that in life? Like just in general?
What used to be fun may not be fun anymore. Like it got boring to you, you know. It's like what I always
Yeah, see, I had this whole existential meltdown one time on stream. I can't remember what it was, but it was about the idea of whether or not we actually liked anything or whether it was just kind of like some weird, like, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever thought about like if you actually really like something? Like, do you really like like what make like do you actually like a drink, or do you just think that like your brain tricks you into liking it because there's only so many like options in life?
say you like a song, after a while you're like, I can't jam to this anymore. It's just,
What's
I don't
up,
know.
Joe
I mean, I
Shabatoni?
love the song, but
I'm smoking
I don't know.
trap
It just,
truffles.
it's boring now. Like it's like played out. I don't even want to listen to it anymore. It's like that type of feeling, but just
What's up, Farzi?
life itself. It's just everything gets so friggin' played out, man, and it's like you just don't know what to do. You're here, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'd love to talk to Courtney.
You just gotta live it day to day. Literally, you just gotta
I've
live
kind
it
of
day to
avoided
day.
her content
That's
because
all we all can do.
she's not really
Bored or not bored, we
like
gotta
an
live it day
active
to
part
day
of. She's an
One
active
thing
part
I
of the
always
story,
say,
but
I'd
she's
rather
not
be
an
bored
on camera.
and have no stress.
She's not participating.
But still, boredom
Directly.
does suck because you're bored. There's something you feel like doing, but a lot of times people can't seek what it is. Or some people know what to do for fun, but don't have the funds for it. So they stay bored and, you know, unable to do
That's
what
like
they want to
Savvy
do
Guy. He knows he wants the box, but he doesn't have the funds for the box yet.
for fun.
He can only get the massage.
Then you got people that could afford things, but they're just so bored with everything.
only got
in
like
itself.
another
They just,
few minutes
you know,
of this one.
I've done this. I explored the world. I went here. I went there. I'm tired of it all. It's just boring. You know, it's like you get those two different types of people. Me personally, I don't know if I would get bored of the world if, like let's say I was a multi-gazillion.
What do you think made this guy? I mean, to put it in perspective, this guy gets about 25. Looks like he gets about 25 times the views of Savvy Guy, with only twice the subscribers. What do you think makes this guy's content pop in the algorithm versus Savvy Guy, who I think is inarguably superior in every way as far as content?
Millionaire, and I can go here and go there and go here. I don't know if I get bored because I never
I would
experienced
interview
it to
Courtney
know.
if she really
I mean,
wanted
I'm
to
sure I
talk.
will. People say, Justin,
But I
trust
don't
me,
think she
you
does. I
get
don't think
bored.
she
And you're
does.
probably right.
Or she
You know,
would.
I'm not doubting you, but
There's tons of people would love to talk to Courtney that have bigger channels than me that are like whatever. So I think if Courtney was interested in talking to somebody, she probably already would have. If Courtney was looking to talk to somebody, don't you think she'd have talked to him by now?
I don't know. But this, what I'm trying to say in this video basically is there's two types of people. There's people that
I
are
love
bored
this. I could never get
because
tired
they
of
don't know
like
what to do with
looking
themselves.
at like a lake or
they
like
could have,
I love
you know,
looking
they
at
have the
palm
money,
trees.
but
We
they
don't have
just
any
still
here,
don't know what
obviously,
to do.
but-
Then you have people that are, you know, poor, and there's things they want to do, but money gets in the way of it. You know what I mean? Like it's just. See, me personally, I'm not saying I'm a broke dude.
Me personally, I'm not saying I'm a broke dude. You know what else I really like is the background when Jedi Joy's sitting on the flag and they've got that like You've got like the Vegas desert in the background, and then there's that big mountain like that. I always like seeing that too.
I ain't a rich dude, unfortunately, but I feel like
You think it's because
I
he's
just
better
don't know
looking
what
and
to do with
white?
myself half the time. And yeah, I'd be honest, I
This
try
guy looks
and
like a Family
save
Guy
my money
character.
because in today's world, it's just so expensive. You got to try
Don't
to be
you
a
think
chiseler
so?
today, literally. You know, you literally got to try and be a chiseler today
Chiseler,
because
Ron
everything's so
Wright.
expensive, and I'm not trying to just piss my money down the toilet. You know, bad enough we already do that with bills. We're pissing our money down the toilet with bills, food, shit like that. You know, and that in itself is a lot. And this is why people choose not to do anything
You can't
but
choose.
stay home
Well, I guess
because
you
they're
can
already
just lay
going to
down
hell
and
with
die, I
money
guess.
just by doing nothing. And they're now doing something that costs us triple. I can't even say double because of inflation. And it's like when you do activities, you can't even enjoy yourself because you always have to worry about life. You always have to worry about financial.
We've got a
That's all it
suspicious
is in
white
life. We
male
always
on
got to
the,
worry financially
on
how
the
we're going to
park trail.
survive. That's all it is. That's all
He's
it's ever been.
rambling in his car.
So when you're doing fun activities, it costs money. So if you're
I
doing
don't wanna
this fun
talk to any
thing,
of
now
the
you're doing that
siblings.
fun thing. It's costing you this, it's costing you that. It's for every little thing.
I don't
And
even
then
wanna
you
talk
start
to
to worry
John.
like, shit, I don't want to go over my limit. You know, if I go over my limit, I'm going to be in deep shit. I got this bill now.
He
I
does
gotta
look
pay,
like
and
he
I'm
would
not
be
gonna
a San
have
Francisco
the amount
49ers
for it now because now
related person.
I'm trying to live a little. I'm actually trying to fucking live, but trying to live costs me. And even when
Hey,
you're just
trying to
here
live,
existing,
it costs me.
you,
There's that
forget my
weird
drift.
hand
Because
gesture
Just
again.
trying to survive costs you, and then trying to enjoy life costs you even more. So it's to the point where you just
I really think that's one of the reasons why I always go to them and VP and just let it play, because there's almost always, if they're outside, it's just like always a beautiful backdrop.
you always got to have that worry on your chest, and it just gets in the way of enjoying life.
Oh my God, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy VP camel toe reveal in her last live stream. It's not up there with the one in the pool, but it was it was very obvious what was going on.
Because this gets in the way of it. This
Clip
it's like
going
a
up
brick
today.
wall just preventing you to enjoy yourself. Put the worries aside.
You want to talk about framing up something. She frames it up perfect too.
Ease up your pain. Let go.
Degeneracy.
Relax. But how? How? When all we do is work, when all we do is pay bills, when all we do is gotta pay fees, how do we relax? When everything's a pay. No one can hear my hey. I don't know, I'm just being stupid there. But
What?
you can hear my hey. I don't know, I'm just being stupid there. But the bills don't say, all right, George.
Hey, listen, pimp. The light bill don't care about moral support. That's what Wings always tells his audience.
You don't gotta worry about me for a few weeks. Go enjoy yourself. Go on vacation. Go on a
Light
climb
bill,
date. Whatever.
the light bill don't take. Hope you having a good day, Jordy.
Enjoy. You can worry about me, you know,
Evidence
some
of
other
vegan
time.
patriots and
No,
piss bottles.
by then when you come back, you're gonna have a late charge or whatever the hell, a late fee, whatever you call it.
What a maniac. VP
Bills don't
is.
say enjoy. Bills say better pay me, man. Better pay me. You know, that's all it is. And this is why. How the fuck do you enjoy this life? Then you wonder why people are bored. Then you wonder why people go crazy. Then you wonder why, like I always love to say, because it's true, why people just snap and why so much chaos
Look, here's the FBI agent that's keeping an eye on this guy.
is going on in the world. Because look at the way life is. People.
I don't mind this guy. I mean,
It's not
he's,
healthy. It's not healthy mentally, and this is why
there's
a
a
lot
charm
of
to
mental
his content. I
illness
think.
going on in today's life more than ever before.
I think he's entertaining.
The more
in his way.
expensive things become, the more crazier people are going to get. And I can't say I blame people. I really can't. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. Tell me what you guys like to do for fun, if there's anything you like to do for fun, or if it all just got played out. Me personally, things I like to do for fun, amusement parks, things like that, hanging with friends. But I feel like in itself, everything just gets
Hang out with friends? I don't know about that.
stale. You know? I do like roller coasters. I do, I'm into that type of shit. But
Doubt.
everything's just this, and it's like, it just gets hard. It just gets
Do you
hard
guys
to
do that
enjoy
for
yourself
money?
because
I've always seen like this.
you gotta watch
like,
what you spend because you gotta make sure
I've
you
never
have
seen like,
enough
that's
for
always like
those
a
bills,
the
those
little
fees.
violin.
You can't go over your budget, and this is why boredom takes place. Mom, I want to do this. That. Oh no, that's too expensive, honey. We got this bill coming up, and if we go over that limit, we're not gonna,
He's just boring.
be able
Yeah,
to pay it, and we're gonna be in trouble. So I'm sorry, you're gonna have
I
to
agree.
wait till mommy and daddy get another paycheck, and hopefully hope that's enough to make.
Which
you get
I
what I'm
don't
trying to
mind.
say. This is life.
I don't
man.
mind it, but for
Fucking
being on stream,
disgusting.
he's
It's pathetic.
maybe a
gross.
shorter clip
Don't have
would have
kids,
been
man.
better.
You shouldn't have had a kid.
Oh,
I gotta stop while I can. Peace out, guys. Love you all. Thank you.
I gotta stop while I can. Well, that was Born into a Corrupt System. He's probably technically not BOYT. I mean, that one had 25k views. Okay, let's see.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, this is Chatting with Josh. He's got 6.5k subscribers. This video has 4.5k views. It's called I'm 25 years old and I'm drowning.
Welcome back. We're going on a little nature hike, a little fall adventure. And it's going to be more of a walk and talk today. Chatting with Josh is kind of what we're doing. And I'm sure this trail will be busy, so hopefully we don't run into any hooligans. But if we do, so be it.
Hooligans?
Yeah, to be quite frank, to say the least, your dear friend Josh hasn't been doing too well lately. I've been struggling, to say the least. I've been being, in the last season or so, I've been financially lost. I've been getting spiritually tested and emotionally bankrupt. So with that being said, we're kind of just trying to get by the best way. And we're kind of going to talk about more of my life and maybe some backstory. And, the more you watch my channel, the more you'll learn about me. And not every video is going to be about some bullshit. Sometimes they'll be about me. So here we are talking. So I've been thinking a lot lately, about how the future. The majority of my life I've been surrounded by death, so I spend a lot of time pondering on death. When I was younger, I was somewhat scared of it. I'm not so fearful about it anymore. How can you be fearful about something that you are ever so lasting anticipating? I mean, you can't really avoid it. Death will be coming, and death will hit us one day. And it's always, time is not promised, so we trade our time for this moment.
Well, we'd have to watch these kind of people anyway, Daninsky. We can't afford the, top. We can't afford the. Well, there was like a few people that looked, but that were like bigger channels, not big, but like bigger compared to Savvy Guy, and even compared to that Fred Flintstone guy we just watched. But like they were clearly like not. There was nothing BOYT about them, even in like their presentation.
Money.
So we'd have to
And
be
this money is
watching
how we're able to
this kind of
afford
guy
in our life.
anyway.
And they pretty much made everything in life based off of the amount of money you make, the amount of dollars you have, and now it's all digital, so it's kind of just a bullshit conception once you really break it down. But with all that being said,
They're hiding from the
my
Fuji
dad
blimp.
worked his entire life, and he was the one and only sole support of the family up until the age of late 40s, early 50s, till he got the disease of necrotizing fasciitis. It's a flesh-eating disease. He had skin problems his whole life. He had all that stuff. But anyway, one year when he was deer hunting, this ended up taking him out, and he was paralyzed. I have a little story where I went and visited his grave on Father's Day. You can go check that out. Maybe I'll link that down below in the description if you want to check that out.
Yeah,
But
let me
either
get
way,
right on that, Playboy.
I have his story longer and detailed in that video. But going on with what I'm touching on in this video, I always think about how he died at the age of 53 and I'm 25. And everybody says, Josh, you're so young, when really no time is promised and all the time you've already spent has been lost.
Did you guys hear that Wings of Redemption said that his big conspiracy theory that he believes in is that Helen Keller wasn't real? It was just propaganda. At first, he got Anne Frank and Helen Keller confused, so he said that he didn't think Anne Frank existed, which is, of course, what the Lummox thumbnail said.
And let's say I was my dad. I've already lived almost halfway through my life not knowing I have a cruel, agonizing death, almost torturous. So it's it's a crazy thing to think about.
It is a weird feeling when you get to the age that like you have like more days behind you than ahead of you. Like just I mean nobody ever knows, but like statistically speaking.
As well as I've been surrounded by losers and broke people, and like maybe if you look at the town I've lived in, it's more of a suburbia city-like vibe, but the way we've been able to survive has been more of a poverty-ish, more of a survival-like state. So I've never really known anybody who's been successful, and I've always been stuck in this mindset of like a small-brained American. So I really hope one day to be able to break out of that mold. And
Was that
actually
an
be able to grow some
anti-American
financial
comment?
status and not just have to survive moment to moment, month to month.
We may be black
Because
pilled, but we're
I always
also red,
try to
white,
be,
and
I
blue
try to pride
pilled.
myself in being as transparent as I possibly can. I like to be one of those creators that can do that. So I always try to share my bank account of what I've been making and how much I'm doing. I do have
Share
jobs,
your
guys.
bank
I know,
account.
like a lot of you guys say, get a job. I don't know if you guys believe
Is
this,
this
but most
Process?
YouTubers, most TikTokers, most content creators, they have to have other side work because
I feel like Eric McHenry, Process, and this guy were like separated at birth triplets.
this social media stuff doesn't really pay the bills like that. You know, it doesn't matter how many views you get. It's not consistent, or you don't have a really core-based following. It's not really going to help you get by. So I find myself, you know, those links down below in the description, the couple of you guys who
Hope there's
help
no
me every
hooligans
now
on
and then
the
genuinely
pathway.
goes such a long way. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, I genuinely like to shout that out.
Serious
I don't do individual
inconsistencies?
shout-outs
Well,
because a lot of you
he's
guys
very
do sometimes
adamant
leave
about it.
personal messages, and you know, I first initially started this channel, I never really thought about.
I think it's funny too that Wings is making such a big deal about Helen Keller, yet he told DSP that like Hitler wasn't that big of a deal because on a long enough timeline he disappears. That because Wings couldn't name any like Chinese warlords from centuries ago that were like, you know, slaughtered people, that means it didn't really matter and whatever. And but that doesn't matter. Like massacres of millions of people don't matter. But whether or not Helen Keller was the accuracy of that story is important to Wings.
How many people would relate to the sentiments
Helen
I touch
Keller
on,
was
the
a
topics
work.
I cover, and really shows me how more of a struggle life is, not just for me, but everybody else. I already knew that. And you know, you always try to say, like, I was always told there's always somebody way worse off than you, but I think that also kind of diminishes your struggles and your problems because everybody has their own individual problems, and they still need to be touched on, looked at, and talked about, I think, to actually get them solved and moving forward. As well as speaking about my dad's death.
That's the interview that would be really something to see, would be interviewing Wings, but I would never do it.
Being that he
Because he would never do any kind of interview where he'd actually talk about anything. But then he would for sure just like he would never be even remotely honest.
that he died so young.
I want to know why he keeps making these fucking fraudulent numbers for the cost of lasagna. And then he was downplaying spaghetti as an affordable option. He was saying that like spaghetti was not a simple and affordable meal.
53, which in the relative, you know, sense of things is overall pretty young.
Helen Keller worked
It's just
herself
that, you know,
into
my
a
mom
shoot,
is
is
creeping
what
up
you're
in age
saying.
as well. She is in her mid to late 60s. She'll be approaching her early 70s, and both of her parents died in their early mid 70s. You know, I actually went and saw their graves on that video as well. Link down below in the description. I'll make sure I put it down there. So it's a crazy thought being that I never got to know my dad because he died the day before I turned 15.
And also, like, unfortunately, we can't, unless you just want to watch these same people in a later, longer form Black Pill stream. It's hard to do these because they definitely do not promote Black Pill streamers. There's like the big ones, but if you search for Black Pill creators, like you pretty much get those ones that are up there. It's really hard to find the BOYT people. So it was kind of tough even to put this episode together.
Also, I've been having this seasonal depression, which is a mental, as like a man, mental health is straight away from, I feel like, but it is a touching topic that I feel like sorry if I sound soft here, but it's a real thing. So to touch on that, I've really been down and out lately, and I think it's because, you know, my dad died the day before my birthday, which was December 23rd. My birthday is December 24th, Christmas Eve, and then there's Christmas the 25th right after that.
Damn,
so I've always
bro.
hated holidays. I've always hated them.
That's
and,
brutal.
Even before that, you know, I grew up not having much.
His
and looking at
dad
everybody else
died
having
the
much more
same
than me. You're
week
not
as
supposed
his
to compare your
birthday
life,
and
but as
Christmas.
a child growing up as an individual, as a human, you do that. And it's also how, you know, you kind of have to compare yourself to realize how you're doing and where you're at in life. And I hope one day I can become successful enough before my mom perishes, because I never got to even get to really know my dad and show him what I'm capable of, the man could become, that he birthed and raised and he made. So I hope one day I can be able to show my mom that one of her children can flourish in the blessings that God created us in. And honestly, the more I've been struggling, the older I get, the more I find myself reaching out to God. I do pray every day. My mom
Christian
always
Black
instilled that
Pill
in me.
content.
I was baptized Catholic. I don't really preach that too much because I'm an American and I respect everybody's freedom of speech and freedom of expression. But it's just a crazy thought when you really break it down, where it's like, you know, all these stories, all the Bible, all that stuff, you know, it goes back for a long time. And it's all based on principles that us just as human beings we value, just like our moral compass and
Yeah, I know
the list of.
like I don't know. It seems he's saying these things that like if you close your eyes and you just listen, he sounds like a very compassionate. The words sound like he's a very compassionate, caring person, but like his demeanor and the way he delivers it is very like maybe he just this very like low personality or something.
How we live our life and how we judge each other and shouldn't judge each other and all that good stuff. So if you guys have
You know who else is always preaching? Bill Dundee. Is this guy black pilled or just see? I haven't watched any of these, Daninsky. I've only seen a few of the creators even before. I just picked stuff that looked like it was black pill. There's very little in the BOYT like that I can. And if you search, it's you can't really search for BOYT. You have to let it like populate to you in your feed. So like it's really hard to find especially the BOYT black pill.
personal thoughts, opinions, if you guys ever want to reach out to me, I'm always open.
Jeb Bush,
I don't really
low
share a lot of
energy.
my socials. Trust me, some of you guys are fucking weirdos, but some of you guys, a lot of you guys.
At the end, instead of saying please clap, he's gonna say please rope.
Hey, now a lot of you guys are super cool, so I more than appreciate that. But
Luke West
I've been,
vibes right there.
To get back. It's getting a little chilly out here, but this is the park I've been going to. I'll
And
post
no,
a
I didn't
couple
put
videos.
Luke on this. I have a clip
for
in my
city walks
archive I
every
could use,
morning,
but
so
I'm not.
this is
He's
actually
trying to
a
keep a
peaceful
low
place. I grew
profile,
up
so
around
we
here,
don't
so a lot
want
of
to.
memories here.
We
It's
wouldn't
a lot-
want to show
it's
any of his
It's pretty
clips.
nostalgic for me, so I hope you enjoy this walk and talk. Maybe I'll do more. I know a lot of you guys do ask for these, but they're not very popular. But I know the core audience, my real supporters, my real fan base. I don't like to say that.
There you go. The real anything or anyone who's watching your video, even if they hate you, those are the people who care enough to watch your content. There's no secret cabal within that, in my opinion, anyway. You might get along better with some viewers, or like some viewers might just be passive or whatever. But to say that like, oh, only part of my audience really matters is kind of a weird take if you're trying to build to something like he says he is.
But whatever, my audience does appreciate this type. It does appreciate this type of stuff. So maybe I'll do more of it. But it's going to be cold soon. So being that I'm a
All right, this is
Midwesterner,
again chatting
the
with Josh.
northern part of the U.S. It's going to get cold here soon, and once the winter hits, it's going to be staying. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have been doing a lot better than me. And if you guys ever want to reach out, all those links down below in the description are genuinely some of the best ways to do so. And the few of you guys who do check out some of those links down below and just show your support in those ways, I do want to give some huge acknowledgement and appreciation to you guys, because I genuinely wouldn't have been able to eat some days, wouldn't have been able to get by some days, and I never really anticipated that to ever be the case. That's some of you guys would pull through for me, and that would be how I'd be able to get by. But,
Yeah, I think he's kind of
it's a blessing.
existential, but I wouldn't
And
call
I
him
would be
black
grateful
pill.
for
He
that.
seems
So,
actually honestly
God
pretty
bless,
positive.
and I hope to see you next one. It's kind of for me this one, so
I like him though. He could be like a BOYT Watch person. BOYT Watch Live. Oh, look at this.
Yo, what's up? So, I wanted to talk about...
Okay, this is Loser Life. He has 1.78k subscribers, 938 views on this video. It's called The Unforgivable Sin That Killed My Dating Life, Being Ugly.
how your experiences as an ugly guy, right, as an undesirable male, will always be invalidated, right? That no matter what happens, no matter what you say, there will always be some reason why it's your fault, right? Someone will always find the reason why it's your fault, no matter what, right? It like it literally doesn't matter what happens, right? You could politely go up to someone, and then if you want to be like so
Jackpot.
desperate or brave or whatever, right? And go up to a girl and tell her you like her, whatever, right? But and you're probably gonna get rejected, right? Because you're on that's the norm, right? Just getting rejected as an undesirable guy, right? Because if supposedly,
But if he thinks he's ugly, Farzan, that's even more powerful of a like detriment, I think, than if he were ugly, because he's in that prison of the mind. He also might have a terrible personality and just be projecting it solely on the idea that it's his looks. Like, I feel like Savvy Guy does that. I feel like if Savvy Guy looks matched, he could get a woman, but like he doesn't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And then whenever he tries to get the better looking woman and he gets rejected, then he kind of default blames it on, well, I'm ugly. when it's not that he's ugly, it's just that, you know, he's got a lot of other issues too. Like maybe this guy just, you know, is an asshole or something.
even
We'll have to see.
you know, normal and attractive guys get rejected. What do you expect is gonna happen to an undesirable guy, right?
I thought this was
Just,
Lalo
you
for a
know,
second.
brutal rejection, right? Forever and ever. So yeah, you get rejected, and then, you know, you can say you feel bad or whatever, but or you could say, you could say whatever, right? You could have done it perfectly according to normies, right? But at the end of the day, you know, they'll still
Personality.
say, "Oh, bro, you should have done this. You should have done this, or you should have whatever."
I'm
Just
certainly
maintain. You
not
should have maintained
red-pilled.
frame,
I
bro.
assure you of that.
You should have. I don't even know, right? It's like just whatever. The point is, right? They'll always move the goalpost. Or it's like, oh, bro, maybe you just didn't shower. Maybe you just didn't use the right cologne, right? Maybe you just didn't use your tactical soap before you left, right?
Oh no.
All this
Oh no. Did he just say tactical soap?
stuff, right? There's always something, right? The goalpost will always be moved to a different direction, and just everything you say will be invalidated, right? And if there is no, you know, right off the top of their head, right,
Savvy
if
guy
they
could
can't
get a
think of
woman if he would
some way
looks
that
match,
you
I
could have
think.
done something better, right? Then they'll just say, "Yo, bro, just keep on."
But his mom directly set him up with somebody. And she said that he was nice, and that he had a good spirit, but she didn't want to date him anymore.
Trying, bro. Just don't be a pussy, bro. Just keep on trying, right? Or whatever, you know, just stop complaining, bro. Keep on trying, right? No matter what you do will always be wrong, basically, right? Because it's almost like it's like shooting the messenger, right? Basically, on the, you know, when the saying don't shoot the messenger, right? They basically do, because you're just delivering. Was it
Now keep in mind, okay, that if you agree with Savvy Guy that personality or game don't exist, this guy, I think if you just look at him, I wouldn't immediately think he was making like black pill BOYT content about being an ugly guy. But I think his communication skills are not super sharp, which I think might be something in there. But if you're like Savvy Guy and you believe that like look is the only thing that matters, like I think this guy would be able to get a girlfriend. But I think it's because he's not like a very like clear, direct communicator.
your experiences, right? You're just saying this is what I experienced, right? I did X, Y, Z, and this is my experience doing X, Y, Z, right?
What's
I
up, Dave's
approached a girl,
channel?
or I asked a girl out, or I went outside and tried to be close to women, and you know, this is what happened. Something not great, right? I think
boy.
the results I wanted, right?
He went outside to be around women.
And no matter what happens, they'll always come up with an excuse, right? It's like, you know, should have done something. This should have been done better. This whatever, right? And it's like, sure, sure. I'm like, you know, to give them credit, right? You know, if you can always do things always a little bit better, right, to some extent. But the thing is, eventually, you know, when you do tiny little things better, right? At some point, there's a diminishing return, right? It's like, okay, let's say you did 60% of the things right. So it's like, oh, but you still continuously fail, right? It's like, you know, in theory, it's like 60% that's over half, so you should at least get some success.
Okay, so is he basically saying that like if you're doing most of the things right and you're failing every time, that he thinks you would have to put in so much work for such a minimal return or like a minimal chance at success? So that is very black pill of just being like, what's the point? Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, even if you put the work in, what the benefit you get is so low, and you're already failing every time. So like, it's just your chances of success are zero regardless of what you do.
That's eventually, right? But you just don't.
He looks like the Fonz.
So what does that mean, right?
He
You know,
does.
that
He
means,
does seem like he would be right at home in like a '50s diner.
you are almost just fundamentally broken, right, to a certain extent.
There
And
you go,
that's
fundamentally
why
broken.
nothing really works, because people always seem to gloss over or just forget or never just ignore the fact that
What's up, Cody Turbo?
the prerequisite for any kind of
Suburban Bro, oh, the
successful
paper towel guy.
opposite sex interaction is just to be attractive, right? The whole, what is it?
Rule
Be
1,
attractive, don't
be
be unattractive.
attractive. Rule
That's
2,
honestly
don't
the
be
number one rule,
unattractive.
right? Or is it the number the rule 1 and 2, right? It's like you just have to follow those rules, and everything else just
It's one of my all-time favorite Savvy Guy loops where he's like, you know, a woman will take care of a man if he make the box wet. But if she don't like a man, she don't care what happens to him.
kind of
Like Savvy's consistently surprised that people who don't like him don't care what happens to him.
falls in place, right? But the problem with being an ugly, undesirable guy is it's
Steiner
impossible,
Mac.
right? It's fundamentally impossible to be attractive and don't be unattractive, right? Because that's who you are as a person, right? And to a certain extent, your looks is basically your personality, right? Because your looks kind of dictate how you're treated, how other people will treat you, and because that's what they do. The people see you and they make a judgment off of your looks, because that's all they have to know, right? People say, "Oh no, bro, they're studying how your body language and everything." It's like they're studying you, whatever, as if they're really studying you for like an hour, and just like micro analyzing every single aspect about you, like for like an hour to
Oh,
form
Eli
an
Roth.
educated
Yeah, he
opinion,
does kind of.
or whatever, an educated guess or whatever on your personality or whatever, right? I don't even, it's like when you really think about it, right? If these normies would really think about what they're saying,
Normies?
they'd be like, yeah, I guess, yeah. It's like,
Oh no.
that's the thing, right? It's
I called Kinetic Kel a normie when in the comments. Is that another notch on the black pill list for me?
these things, it's just the way the world.
I agree. I think he's just mostly black pilled about like women predominantly, because he's so happy in some of the, especially the more recent videos.
Works, right?
He doesn't seem
They
very
just don't like
hopeless to
that
me.
the world works in a way where you just don't have
He looks like the
agency
son on Breaking Bad.
or
Wow.
as much agency
Wow,
as
Cody Turbo.
people like to claim they do.
Oh
And
my
it's
God.
all just luck and genetics. That's the bad part, And the other thing,
I mean, this guy's
kinda
account is
goes
loser
along with
life,
the,
and then you had to throw that on him.
always moving the goalpost and invalidating your experiences is bro, you just need to work on yourself, bro, right? Which is honestly a huge thing.
Kel knows
'cause
I'm
it's
100%
basically-
red pill.
It basically just comes down to them eventually just saying, just be perfect, bro. Because, like I said, it goes along with the moving the goalpost, right? And invalidating
I don't know what
whatever
Kinetic
you
Kel
say,
thinks
right?
about me.
Because you can
Should I
do
join her
this,
Discord?
and it's like, oh, bro, you should have also done this. It's like, okay. Then you do that. It's like, oh, they say, oh, well, you also needed to do this, bro. Or you say, oh, well, you didn't do it like this, right? There's always going to be something you did wrong. It's like,
Whoa, does he have a
basically
camera
is
like
just be
King
perfect,
TL?
bro. But it's like this, right? There's always going to be something you did wrong. It's like, it basically is just be perfect, bro. But like I said before, it's like, how can you be perfect when you
Kinetic
if you're
Kel
not a
randomly
sub-5
summoned a
guy,
trans
right?
woman during her fight with Ben
How are you
Thorpe.
supposed
I
to
thought
be
that was
perfect,
pretty
right? You already
impressive.
don't have, like, the
Kelcraft,
ideal,
whatever
perfect,
you would call it.
Male genetics, right? Where
Beige pill.
everything about you is perfect, right? So it's like, you're already flawed, right? That's to deny being flawed is delusional, right? Especially,
Yes.
you know,
There we
if you're in
go.
a situation like this, right? You know you're not perfect. If you can't get a girlfriend and you're like a 30-year-old virgin and like kissless, hugless, all this stuff, then
Kissless and
you know you're not
hugless.
perfect, right? only
Oh
only
boy.
a
Hope he wasn't
real
talking
type
about
of
Paro.
delusional kind of guy would claim
She
to be
has Armani
perfect,
to
right?
protect her.
And think, oh yeah, you know, I just intimidated
Could you
all the
see my
women, right? It's
conversation
like,
with
come on,
Armani?
bro.
I was like,
At a
I had to
certain
get
point, you just
Armani's
gotta
take on it.
open up your eyes and admit, yeah, there's a reason why I am this way, right? It's because I'm not perfect, because I'm not attractive, because I undesirable to women, right? That's just a straight up truth. So it's like,
What
how do you expect to
legitimately? What was her strategy with that though? What did she hope to accomplish? She brought this woman in, and she had no idea what was going on. She was clearly confused. She's like, "Oh, hi, Grace." Like, what was? I don't understand the point of that at all. Do you think Kel just like her brain locked up or something? It was a really weird move.
the guy with these imperfect genetics to suddenly become perfect, right? It just doesn't make sense. It's asking,
Kel
it's
can't
like
get.
the,
Kel's
it's
just
like
too.
asking a terrestrial
She's too
animal without
normy to go to
wings,
war with Grace.
just fly, bro. It's like, it really is. It's like,
It was hard to feel sorry for her too, because or have a lot of sympathy for her, because you went into the arena with Grace Ben and Grace Thorpe. Like, you knew how that was going to turn out. Like, you've done that before. You went on Ruby's show and cried about it. Like, you know what's going to happen.
you are a
I assumed she was just going to leave immediately. I was kind of surprised she stuck around, and then I was really surprised that she engaged with him so much.
pig and you're hanging out and talking to birds, and you know the birds are the guys who get girlfriends, and you know you
That didn't go
I
over
guess
too well with
yeah,
Grace.
all the women was that are attracted to animals that can fly, and you know so the birds just tell you just fly, bro. But it's like you're not capable of flying because you're a pig. You don't have wings. You just don't have it's
Yeah.
legitimately not in your DNA to fly, right? And as you
I
know,
mean,
the
it was good
five
content
guy,
regardless.
it's legit not in your DNA to have a girlfriend, to have a relationship, to have a mate, right? It just isn't. It's
We
kind of
need
like the
gentle
perfect
acoustic
analogy, right?
sets.
It's like it's over for pig cells, right?
It's over for
The
pig
Chad
cells.
birds versus the
It's over
virgin
for
pig,
pig
right?
worshipper
That,
cells and cow eater
it just,
cells.
but that's
Shit
the truth, right?
smear
It's just legit
cells.
not in your DNA. And you know, but other guys telling you to do something that you're incapable of, right? That even if you wanted to try so hard, it's like you just can't, right? It's like our pigs aren't capable of like
I like how Ruby is kind of like, always acts like she's distancing from the Thorpe. So, like, she got a character from their show to become a regular on her show. It's like the Cleveland show, like sending over one of the regulars from Family Guy over to this other show, and then be like, oh, we're completely separate entities.
you know
Like,
build
you're literally booking talent from the Thorpes.
building, you know, a mechanical suit and wings to fly either, right? So it's like you legitimately are incapable of accomplishing this thing. You know, you're incapable, and you know, as a person, especially a sub 5 guy, you're incapable of
Sub
being
five,
perfect, right?
there's a black pill staple.
It's just not in your DNA, right?
Where's Randy Wanzer? He always likes to talk about the sub
And
five.
even then, you know, like I said before, the Chad guys and all these
What am I
are
doing for Halloween? Probably nothing, man. I mean, I'll stream in the morning.
are technically not perfect, right? The thing, their looks are just good enough that their flaws are forgivable, right? But you don't have that. You don't have that grace or whatever, right? Where
Grace.
you can be forgiven for flaws, right? Because you committed the biggest sin of them all, right? Being born an undesirable, unattractive male. You know that's the bad part, right? And there is no there's no baptism to absolve you of that sin, right? You're just
Jesus
stuck with it
Christ,
forever.
man.
And
This
like
guy's
you
great.
can repent or whatever to women all you want, but nothing will solve it, right? You're stuck with it for life, and there's nothing you can do.
I like
Because,
this
like I
guy.
said, you're just incapable of perfection, and you need to be perfect. The thing is, like, you need to be perfect as an undesirable guy, right?
Randy
You
Wanzer
need
is
to
a
be
classic
perfect
sub
to
5 chatter. He's
just
not a
receive
chat
the bare
alpha like
minimum
you and it's
treatment,
me.
right?
Oh my lord. That could cause
Because
some
the
we
other guy,
could be in a Buddy Landell, Bill Dundee, Dutch Mantell situation here. Because we know it's me as a big supporter of mod chat legend and mod god Randy Wanzer.
guys don't need to be perfect, right? Because I mean, you can see it. You can see it when you go outside, right? You'll see some average-ish guys, the Chads and the Chad lights, whatever you want to call them, right? You'll see all these guys who are not sub fives, who are hired. They'll be able to obtain girlfriends and be in relationships of some kind with women, right? And they're not perfect. They don't have to be perfect because they're not sub 5, because to some extent their looks will allow them to be forgiven for flaws, right? Or be to have their flaws overlooked is a better way to put it, right? You don't have that. You don't have that. Or and I guess for some normal average guys, maybe they have something else, right? They'll have some resource that allows them to enter
Resource, there's another
maybe more
black
it's just
pill.
a platonic relationship, right? Their whatever resource, whether it be being a jester, money, whatever, right? That will allow them to compensate. But the point is, you need to be perfect as a sub 5 guy, right? Which is, like I said, impossible.
What do you think this guy thinks about 304s? Savvy guy, that's his dream. I wonder how this guy feels about that.
Because you're just not capable of it,
Because
right?
as we've already learned in earlier Black Pill content we watched a couple weeks ago, it's getting cold out, which means that the 304s are going to be looking to get cuffed.
They're just asking you to do something you are incapable of doing, even if you were to put in maximal effort. It's like it's just too much. You're just incapable, and it is what it is. It's a sad truth, but what can you do about it? Nothing. So yeah,
What can you do about it?
Now. So later.
Nothing. I like that guy.
So
This video, I watched a few minutes of it, and this is the video that inspired me to make this stream. So this is from Babbling Loner, which is not Laughing Cedar, it's me. And this has 7.5k views. It's just a guy talking over like Halo footage. Oh, it's kind of, I got mogged by a younger man. Oh my god, did it lock up again? Hang on. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with... I don't know what's going on with my browser today.
Every day's...
Hang on, sorry. But yeah, this video I thought was really good. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was definitely the inspiration for today's stream.
Woke up, every day's a battle for me to wake up, honestly. There's nothing really... There's really nothing that gets me up out of bed, jumping for joy. But, it's Sunday, and on Sunday I like to treat myself to a rotisserie chicken. So I got up,
Rotisserie chicken.
took a shower.
When I heard that, I was like, that's it. I was like, this one hits.
Got ready. And I, headed downtown to get my rotisserie chicken, right? Thinking, it's not that bad of a day. It's nice, it's sunny. You know, I got some money in my pocket, got some, you know, some sort of life fuel. You know, I'm not necessarily, didn't wake up necessarily feeling overly doom and gloom. And, you know, as I'm walking, there's these little sets of stairs that you got to walk down to get to the town center, right? And as I start walking down the stairs, I see a couple, man. I see a young teenage couple. And they're hugging each other. They're making out. They're like right in the freaking staircase and stuff. And it's like, oh man, just brutal. Just, you know, when it's like the universe has this way of just like breaking you. And if you don't get broken, at least reminding
rotisserie
you
chicken I knew hit.
what you're missing out on, what you are really, like who you are as a man, like damn dude, you're an incel. Damn dude, you're an excess man, you know. And as I'm walking down the steps, they're just like in the freaking middle of the row, man. They're like, you know, it's like they're so caught up in their like dopamine and their like love or whatever that they're not even paying attention that this freaking guy is coming up behind them. And like I just like passed by him, and you know, it was just a reminder, man, of what I'll never get.
Fucking,
you know, I'll
Tino,
never know
man.
teen love. I'll never know young adult love. I'll never even know love, man. I'm 27 years old, about to be 28. Never had a girlfriend, and that hurts, man. That hurts. It stings. It's humiliating, man. It was like a humiliation ritual, bro.
This is brutal.
That literally felt like a humiliation ritual. Like, there I am, this guy that's almost 30, and he has no girls. He's walking by this young guy with a girl, you know. And they're just so caught up in their own world. It's like they're intoxicated with love. It's like they're intoxicated with attraction and with whatever chemicals are released in the brain when, you know, you're with the young.
I think the fact that a lot of them don't want to appear on camera is one of the reasons that they don't get put out that much into the algorithm, because a lot of them either do video game content or just like pure black screen.
With your young partner, you know, when you're a young man, you know, when you're a young man with your teen girlfriend, when you're a teenage boy with your teenage girlfriend, you know, it's just so brutal, bro. It's so brutal.
D-Dog got that internet clout to boost views. Babbling loner, he's not there yet.
How, you know, like sometimes I'll get really scared. Like I still get really scared about my future. I still get really scared about my life, like the suffering and how my life could get cut short. And then moments like that make me realize, like, what are you even living for? Like, what are you even necessarily gonna miss out on if you were to go? You know, if your ticket was up, if your free trial of life was up and you had to perish, like, what would you really be missing out on? You know, what would you
That's
really
how
be
Wings and
leaving
Boogie
behind
feel, Daninsky.
that would hurt you so much? Not much, you know. I really wouldn't be leaving too much, you know. Like, I've never had love. I've never had teen love. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never really necessarily been successful in life.
No, he'll
And
pay
like I
for
said,
the
the world
box.
just has this way of like loosh farming you, you know. Like I was having a decent morning, you know, pretty decent morning. I was laughing. I was listening to some music, and then I said, you know what? Let me go get my chicken.
I feel bad for this guy that, like, it stands out that he was laughing on that day. Like, you're not laughing every day, like, even just like a little bit. Like, oh my God.
Which was very tasty, by the way. But it's not. It's like I'm just a guy eating a chicken alone. It's like brutal. It's brutal, bro.
Oh my God, I'm just the guy eating a chicken alone.
Like, my life is really brutal. Like, it's, you know, it's a brutal life, you know. And then I get humiliation ritualed. I get loosh farmed by seeing this young couple in the midst of love, and they're like, they're just passionate about each other, and it's just like, I'll never have that. You know, I never had that, and I'll never have that. And it, you know, that was taken from me. That was That was taken from me by being born unattractive. That was taken from me by being born undesirable. That was taken from me by being born just unwanted
Man.
by the opposite gender. And it hurts. You know, it's so brutal. You know, like seeing that, honestly, like it made me just realize, like, bro, you're not, you know, there's nothing really special about you. There's really nothing.
Lonely rotisserie chicken.
You know, if you perish, if you get cancer, if you get hit by a car, you know, you're not really, you know, you're not necessarily missing out on anything. It's not like you're leaving behind this babe who's obsessed with you, who fucking, you know, wants to be your woman. It's not like you're this guy who had this, you know, this fulfilling young teen love life. And, you know, I had none of that, man. You know, I'm really an excess man. Like, I really am
Excess
what you call
man
an excess
again.
man. You know, and it hurts. It hurts because it's like, I don't have really anything beautiful. You know, I know I've probably made this video 1,000 times. But
Loose farming,
it's
like,
something that really does hurt me. How
I think it's
missed
kind
out
of
on
what
all that.
like Jimmy will talk
like,
about
no
how there are
women out
people are
there
like stealing his
see any
energy.
value in me, and I know I
But
don't.
I
base
don't
my
know for
life
sure.
around
That's what I
women
assume.
give value to, but I'm a man. You know, I'm a man at the end of the day. I have genitals. I have, you know what I'm saying. I have needs.
I looked it up to
have,
try to double check, but
testosterone, have
I couldn't find an
desires
exact
and
one for the.
wishes and fantasies and
But I
things I
think
want to
that's what
live
it is.
out, but I can't because I'm an excess man. And just seeing that young man, you know, do what I wanted to do when I was younger, seeing that young man live out the life I wanted to live, it really did just remind me that if you didn't get love by 15, you know, a wise man once said that if you didn't have it, if you didn't have girls wanting you by 15, it's over, man. You know,
That
because,
wise
like,
man
that's
is
your
savvy
peak, bro.
guy.
Your peak is your teenage years. Like right now, I'm 27 years old. I already lost a lot of my hair. I'm older. I'm slower.
Oh no!
You know, and I know I'm gonna have 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds saying you're still young. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm no longer young enough to have this. You know, I made a video about this years ago. About how there's this thing called the years of awe, where you're in your youth. You have the years where everything it fills you with awe. It fills you with like wow, like amazement. Because you're still young. You're still young and you're still like...
Well, remember, Savvy's been a consistent voice in the space for quite a while. So he probably... Anybody who was attracted to this kind of content has probably seen at least something from Savvy Guy. So he's definitely going to bleed into the... He's going to be a generational influencer.
You haven't done things and you're still fresh. Like at 27 years old, I'm not fresh anymore.
Not fresh.
I'm not old... But I'm not young. I'm not a youngster. I'm not a teen anymore. You know, a lot of things are already lost. A lot of things are already lost that like that excitement to them. You know, like life no longer has those rose tinted glasses. Things just don't. You know, when you're 16 and you go out for your first drive on a car by yourself, you're excited. You feel overwhelmed. You feel ecstatic. You're like, yeah, I'm growing. This is my first time driving. You know,
which I mean,
when you go on your first,
there's like no real anti-argument to be made to that. I mean, all those things are fleeting. But I think in this guy though is saying he's like never had them.
Test drive with your homeboys in the back, and you guys hit the beach. You guys hit the boulevard or whatever.
Let's go
It's
hang
more
and bang
exciting
down
than
on
hitting the
Ventura
beach when
Boulevard.
you're 27 years old, and you've done it 1,000 times.
Youngsters.
Right? So it's like, even if I was to get a girlfriend, even if God was to just be like, you know what, this pathetic excuse of a human that I don't give anything beautiful to, let's give him a girlfriend. Let's say God said that. At 27, almost 28, it wouldn't be as exciting as it was at 15 or 16, you know? Because it's just, I'm older, I'm traumatized, I'm black-pilled, I've already seen all these, I've already been indoctrinated by a bunch of propaganda, it's like, it's just brutal, man. It's just brutal to know that I missed out on that. It's just like it just hurts, bro. It just hurts. It just sucks. It sucks, man. Like that was a brutal mog, man. That was a brutal mog. I got viciously mogged right now.
Like, what do you think? Do you see like why this would? I just thought this was so good. I thought it was just so perfect. I was like, I've got to build an entire like show around this.
I was just gonna be an excess man in peace and get my cope chicken. You know, I had just my little ideas of just coping and just having a good day. And I mean, it's still a good day.
Savvy
but it's
was
like,
talking
you know,
about,
I did get mogged. You know,
What's his
I
name?
did get mogged, and then like when I was walking back with my chicken. Like they were like sitting on the
was his
grass,
name?
bro. They were like sitting on the grass. Like the guy was hugging the girl. They were sitting on the, on the
Baraka
grass, and it's just like
Imprey.
I missed out on that. That was never an option for me. That was never an option for a lot of excess men. And I know, like, you know what annoys me is guys that have had women or have women, and they're like, it's not all that, bro. It's like, then go without it, you little.
Oh, that really makes it.
Little nutsack.
Ooh,
You know, go without it then, you little bell end. You know what I'm saying?
Bell
But
end?
you won't. All you guys that have had girlfriends, you guys say it's all not
him
all
and
that.
Jeremy need
You
to
guys
share
can't even go a
resources.
week without a girlfriend. You guys are crying. My girl, she left me. It's like, shut up. Then quit offending me. I know. I've never even had that. So imagine my pain. But you guys are crying because you guys broke
Is
up
there a
with your girl.
No, there's not.
And you guys could easily get another one.
No.
You guys are crying, and I'm not even crying. I'm not
Trying
even
to
crying.
soften the truth like that's foolish.
I'm just taking it. I'm just used to taking it. I'm just used to being punked by life. You know, I got punked out there, man. I got punked out there. I was like trying to go get some cope, and then I crossed paths with a young couple, and it just reminded me of everything I missed out on. It reminded me of everything I can't have.
Brutal.
It reminded me of everything that has been withheld to me in this life. And you know, I'm not even crying. I am complaining. Yeah, I'm the babbling complainer. You know, yeah, like that. I complain. Yeah, I complain. Proud to complain. I'm gonna get it off my chest. And I just got mogged, man. This young man enjoying his life. You know, no envy,
He got mogged.
no hatred towards him. Just reminder. Just got reminded. Just got mogged. You know,
Bro,
just
if
like,
you
damn.
traded places with him,
You know,
you'd have
and
gotten
yesterday
arrested.
too, I was out in another town. You know, I went to this other town yesterday, and I saw this kid that I like saw grow up, man. Like last time I saw this guy, he was a little kid, bro. He's like a 4-foot kid. You know, now he's like 6'1", and he was walking with his girlfriend, and he's like Pookie maxed, and it's just like, damn, bro. Every guy but me could get a girl. It's like I'm the only single guy around, man. I'm the only guy that can get a girl. You know,
Oh
it
my God.
feels that way. It feels like I'm literally the only guy that can't get a girl, man. And it just, you know, it sucks. It hurts. It hurts my soul. It makes me feel.
He hasn't accepted it like
makes me feel
Savvy
less
Guy
than.
has.
It makes me feel.
He's aware of it, but he's still kind
Makes
of,
me feel mogged.
you know what I
and
mean?
know
He's still invested in
comparison is the theft of joy, but hey, man, what joy is there?
the foolishness.
That's what I'm trying to go at. Like, what joy is there as a man that doesn't have anything? You know, what joy is there to have as a man that has been robbed of every opportunity to get a woman, that has been robbed of every opportunity to be happy, that has been robbed, you know, of every chance, like at living a normal. I don't live a normal life. I'm not a normal guy. You know, you guys like you guys think that you could be a normal guy and not get women. You're not. You're not if you don't have a girlfriend, if you've never had a girlfriend, if you're in an incel, if you suffer from true forced loneliness, if you're forever alone, you're not a normal guy. Yeah, you might have normal hobbies.
Yeah,
you
this
might
guy definitely
go
watches a lot of
skating
black
and
pill videos.
You might, you know, turn a wrench, you know, but you're not a normal guy, man. You're an outcast. You're an excess male. And it's just like, I just went out there and got mogged. I just went out there and got humiliation ritualed, loosh farmed. And that shit hurts, man. It hurts a lot. Because, like, no one ever understands this pain. You know, there's, like, no one I could talk to about this pain besides this channel. You know, I can't go talk to siblings about this. I can't go talk to my mom about this.
You
I
can
can't go
talk to us about it, buddy.
my uncle about this. I can't go talk to my you know, my neighbor about this. I can't talk to the freaking priest about this because
See,
guess
Savvy's
what? No one
lucky. His dad
understands.
gave him the blueprint.
No one knows what it's like to be a man that can't get women. Like, it's like, it just sucks, bro. You know, being the only guy around just it hurts so much. It sucks.
Why
man.
would
It
anyone be
sucks. It's just
surprised
what
about
even
that,
is
though,
there? What
Junk?
even is the point of my life, man? Like, why even fight? You know, yeah, you know, you should want money. Yeah, man, you gotta get your money right, man. Well, theoretically speaking, you should be acquiring currency and disregarding females. You know, you could do all that and cope and, you know, tell yourself that you're, you know, but it's like none of us are Nikola Tesla, bro. None of us are so high IQ that we're gonna be in our solitude and we're gonna create creations and inventions beyond the human capacity. You know, it's not none of us. We're just gonna rot. You know, we're just gonna consume YouTube
Let's
videos.
go.
We're just gonna beat our meat. You know, that's it. We're not
Consume
Nikola
YouTube,
Tesla. We're
rot,
not
and beat
Albert
the drum.
Einstein. You know, we're not any of these guys. You know, we're not. We're not these like
Moving schools a lot
philosophers.
really messed
You know,
them
we're
up,
not,
it looks
bro.
like.
We're just dudes forced to just struggle. We're just dudes forced to just endure misery. You know, just getting freaking
We're just going to
mugged,
endure
man,
misery.
whatever.
For as much as I've improved my life,
Okay, this is Nathaniel Nochel. He's got 1,000 subscribers. This video has 114 views. It's called My Life is Ending Rapidly, and so is yours.
over the course of my nearly 27 years on Earth, I still have not been able to quiet the chatter in my head. And going into this fall and winter, I understand that this is my last opportunity to do so. Because if I don't get this right now, I'm going to wake up in 50 years' time, and I am going to look around in my elder care facility and realize that I've wasted my life. I'm going to be a bitter old man with frail bones, a hoarse voice, and sickly-looking skin. My energies will be gone, my soul will be drained, and my life
Pro-rotting.
force will be completely withered away. That is going to be my reality if I don't get this right over the course of the next 4 months, 6 months. And it's going to be the reality for you too. No matter how old or young you are. If you're young in particular, this is even more true. Because you think you still have time. You think, oh, I'm 22, I'm 24, I'm 26, like me. I have time to figure this out. I have time to quiet the chatter in my head. I have time to start being present, to start immersing myself in the world around me, to really commune with God by being in the moment every single moment, by keeping my attention.
You think this
and
guy's
my focus
schizophrenic? I think he makes a
on
lot of sense.
whatever I'm doing right then and there, without any concern for what I would rather do, without any concern for the issues of the past, for the potential
Vinny
issues
Slug
of the
is
future,
actually he
being
works
completely
there.
present. You think you still have time to figure it out. You think you're going to find it at 30 or 35 or 40, once you have kids, once they grow up, once they move out of the house, once you have your career settled, once you're in the right town, once you're in the right city, once you're in the right location, once you're making enough money, once you've gotten in shape, once you've done what? Oh, wait. Once you've wasted your life, that's what. Because that's the reality.
Oh, the
See,
voice
even
is
if
in
you're
his
your
head.
20s, especially in your 20s, you think you have this time because you wake up and your skin is still smooth. You wake up and you still get an erection in the morning if you're a guy. You still have a sex drive. You still have ambition. You still have a fairly open mind. You still have creative impulses. But soon those are all going to go away because imperceptibly
What's
they're
up,
going
Doug?
away every single day. If you're 26 like me, in 4 years you're going to be 30.
26.
You may very well be completely entrenched in a career that you cannot easily extradite yourself from. Because if you were to do so, you would ruin your carefully constructed life. You would throw off your family dynamic. You would completely
This guy's
shake
cooked.
up the foundations of what you had built up to that point. And at 30, you're going to be locked in to this way of thinking and behaving to the point where you're going to be way too scared to do it. It's like in Paulo Coelho's book, The Alchemist, where the boy realizes that he has to do it now. He has to chase his treasure now. Because if he doesn't, he's going to stay in the oasis with Fatima, and he's going to be happy, but then he's going to resent her. And then he's going to lose the ability to perceive the omens that would lead him to the treasure, would lead him to the pyramids. And then he will die, because his life
Wow.
will be over.
He really knows
This is
that
what
book,
I'm
I
realizing
guess.
with the chatter in my head. Because for as much as I've improved my life externally and internally, for as much as I've been able to add to the amount of time, the percentage of my life that I am present in the moment, in what I'm doing, I still have not gotten there. I still have not arrived to the ultimate arrival point where I want to be. And if I don't, all of this is for naught. All of this is just a setup punch, a setup pitch for my next life, for my next incarnation, where I get it right then. But I know that I'm not coming back again. I know this is it. I'm not coming back as this me. I'm not coming back.
Sorry,
this.
I keep sneezing.
I'm done. This is the last go around for me. Because this is the time I get it right. This is the time I figure it out. This is the time I finally quiet the voices forever. For good. Finito. It can be the last time for you too. But you don't believe it. And the reason why you don't believe it is because the God you worship is what you pay attention to. If you pay attention to how much time you have, the
Grace.
vistas of space that you can manipulate, that you can traverse through. If you pay attention to sexuality, if you pay attention to partying, if you pay
Going back
attention
as a frog.
to your career, to money, to these external things, and not the inner quest, the quest to quiet the voices, the quest to be present in every single moment that you are
Well, the
alive.
voices are a
You're gonna miss
strong
the forest
part
for
of
the
this.
trees. You're gonna screw this up. You're gonna have to do it again. You're gonna have to keep coming back to the same testing exam until you get it right. When you can just get it right now. And this fall and winter is your last opportunity to do it. I know it is for me, and I'm not gonna screw it up. Because all I've ever wanted is to be present. It's the fundamental thing I've always wanted, to be present. Because when you're present, you can experience the catharses that you crave, or at least that I crave. I've experienced them before, but I haven't done it enough. And that's the goal, is to do it.
There are no
So
trad
right
girls.
that my whole life is one
They don't exist.
waking dream, one catharsis, one moment of ecstasy in 100 years, or 200 years, or however long.
Yes, sir. Please leave the
Could
park.
be 50, could be 40, could be 5 days. I don't know.
I like this
That's the
guy.
goal.
I like his ideas.
But of course, you don't get to the goal unless you don't put the cart before the horse, which I just talked about in the video I just filmed. You have to focus on being present, and then
Be
you'll get
present.
the goal. It's not about the goal; it's about the presence. It's very odd
Be
how that
president.
works. I get to
Gonna be
retrain
this
your brain
guy. Well,
to walk
who
backwards,
knows?
to say good morning during the night. All this stuff that the Wendigogan would do. Robert Greene talks about it in his one book, 33 Strategies of War. But I'm going to get this
Huh?
right this fall, this winter. You're going to get it right too.
Yep.
And if you do get it right, come back to this video
Hey, Wrestle
and let me
Plunge.
know that you did it in the comments. I would love to see this video in 10, 20, 30 years with thousands of comments with people saying how they got it right. Even 100 would do. Shit, even one would be great. Fantastic. More than I could even hope for. But with that, I say God bless. Have a great night. I'm going to go inside. I'll see you in the next one. Don't F this up.
Oh no. Okay, what happened? Why did it take me off of my... Okay, here we go.
Yo, what's good?
Okay, this is called... I don't know, this guy seemed Black Pill, and I just really like this title. He's 216 Scano from the Gutta News Network. 2,000 views on this. He's got 9K subscribers. This is called Rich White Goofies Trapped on Everest. I just had to put it in. I'm sorry. Oh, it did it again. Oh my God. What is going on
There you
here?
go.
Oh, there we go.
White folks known for being, adventurous and thrill seekers, right? Y'all got some of the dumbest hobbies known to mankind. Like
Grace don't want to be interviewed
getting
by
in
me.
the submersible to go thousands of feet under the ocean to see a sunken boat. What happened? Implosion. This dude, Timothy Treadwell, this was back in
The guy with the
2002
bears.
or something. He thought he was a grizzly bear whisperer or something. He wanted to be one with grizzlies. And he got his wish, him and his girlfriend, at some national park. He filming and, treating these grizzly bears like his own personal pets. What happened? Eaten alive. Him and his girl. You know, just the craziest shit, man. You know, black folks and minorities, like, we got enough adventure on our hands just getting up, going to work, you know, day to day and going
It's
about
me
your
who's not
regular
going to care
life
for that comment.
without worried about getting profiled by law enforcement or unalived by one of these crazy nationalists, some shit like that, a mass shooter. We ain't looking for all that extra shit.
Skano from the
You
gutter.
know, you got people, you know, I understand now it's over 1,000 white folks trapped on top of Mount Everest or something. You know, they got these tour guides, the Sherpas. You know, they you know, help them reach the summit of Mount Everest, one of the tallest peaks, you know, known in the world or whatever. And, you know, very strenuous conditions. If you won't freeze to death, you could die of, you know, oxygen loss, or, you know what I'm saying, the air is thin up there, you know, just... So now they trapped up there, you know, and they making all this, you know, people got to spend money and resources and risk their lives to go up there and rescue your dumb asses. It's like, what is up with y'all, man? And all this crazy shit, y'all.
Amazing.
You know, every dumb, deadly hobby you could think of, white people invented that shit, man. You know, skydiving and bungee jumping and all this ridiculous shit, you know, for adrenaline. You know why?
Adrenaline, white people invented
all rich
adrenaline.
white folks are so catered to, and, you know, your lives are so empty and pointless. You know, you're so enabled that you just got nothing, you know, nothing in your life that adds any interest or any substance to your life. So y'all have to do this ridiculous shit. So, like I said,
oh my
now
God,
they supposed to go up there and rescue y'all. Listen, man, y'all knew what y'all signing up for, right? You know, the most adventurous shit I've ever, as far as like gang life, you know what I'm saying?
Gang life.
We know what we sign up for. You know what I'm saying? So if you get shot down, you know, by the other side, that's what come with it.
Hold on, is he saying that climbing Mount Everest is like dangerous and like risky, but like gang behavior isn't?
To spend a dime, man. They shouldn't spend a dime to go up there and rescue these dummies. You know, just leave them up there. They'll thaw out at some point. I think
leave them dummies up there.
Whatever, you know. But
probably
to risk
is,
money and resources.
It looks military to me.
Risk other lives, because like the Sherpas getting tired of y'all too. Now,
maybe
these Sherpas.
I keep thinking if I lean over, I can see the
ethnicity. You know, but they like their own race of people. You know, but they got a whole bracket going as far as, you know, they are the main ones.
They got the
who
whole
take these
bracket
people on
going.
These tours. And from what I understand, they're getting tired of you white folks, man. You know what I'm saying? They told y'all, you know.
Well, why is he saying all
Now
white
you need
people? I didn't
somebody
have
to
anything
come
to do with
rescue
any
you.
of this stuff.
The Sherpas tired of y'all. They said, no, we tapping
I've never
out.
considered
It's
going to
y'all.
Everest.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like I said.
Maybe it's not military.
You know
It's
what you
smaller
signed up
tattoo
for.
than I thought.
Leave them up there. You know, that's what I said.
I'm still leaning.
That sound cruel, huh? You know, but people need to learn to stop doing dumb shit. You know.
They should get Skano from the gutter into the bloodline.
Decisions.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? What the hell is at the top of Mount Everest anyway? What are you... Just so you could... You get up there, you half dead.
If there's a line of people, which I guess it's like... I'm not going to say... I was thinking it was just kind of like Bonnie Blue, but like... When you get to the top, you have to wait in line, and then you get to go up and spend X amount of seconds up there. It's not like it's this tenuous thing where like you're right there and then you barely pull yourself up. Like it's like almost like it's like a tourist industry now. I mean, people still die and shit, but would you really feel that accomplished if there were 80 people like right behind you lined up to do the exact same thing as you?
Anyway, like I said, the air's so thin up there. A lot of them get hypoxia. They sick as a dog.
Hypoxia.
You know what a lot of them don't make it back, you know. You know, what are you looking for up there? You know? Damn. I mean, y'all pretty much got the whole damn world, but that, you know, that ain't enough. You got to go to the top of Mount Everest just to see what? What? So, you know, FAFO, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, I hate to come across as callous and cruel, and, you know, it is what it is, man. Like I said, they clearly, explicitly state you're risking your dumbass life by taking this tour, you know. But, like I said, man, you know, a lot of rich white folks, you know, your life's so empty.
Which isn't to say that I don't think there's value in either, but like, do you really want the situation to be when like you're just like waiting in line for what's supposed to be like a, you know, like imagine being up there and you could just be up there as long as you wanted to, and you know, have like an actual personal moment. Like you can't do that anymore.
You know, so I'm wondering what y'all gonna invent next. You know?
I don't think that's Arabic.
I
I think this is like a designer. I'm not sure what the brand is, but I don't think it's like a kefi.
I would never take part in it. Like I said, you know, I got enough adventure in my life. So,
Skano
yeah,
from the
you know,
gutter.
You know, R.I.P. You know, rest in peace. You know, and it is what it is.
Who died?
No ops left Skano. You already know.
That was
What's up, guys? Here to vent about my life again.
Okay, hang on. This is Grind Hard. He's got 3K subscribers, 788 views. This video is called I Don't Know How Much More I Can Take.
I just realized that my background doesn't really look professional. If I try to be perceived as someone respectable, I should have like done something about the childish things and stuff, you know, and the mess, but I couldn't care less, honestly. I don't know. Today I want to talk about how life can be rough and it just keeps pressing you. And, you know, that's how I feel, that I'm being pushed and I get no rest. I get no rest. And I don't know how much I can take. How much more I can take. It's like pushing me to the limits. And I think there's a merit to it. Right? It's at the limits where you can truly see who you are, what you value.
I should mention this video seems like it's one of those like kind of one-offs where a person's like regular channel kind of starts veering into this kind of personal content. I think this is typically a Pokemon channel.
But for me, it's sort of tiring.
Get cracks alt account. Wow, dude.
You know, I'm afraid I would give up at some
Well,
point.
Ava said that Get Crack had Bruce Lee's eyes on Bobby Lee's face.
That, you know, one day it's
This
going to be
doesn't
too
really
much
look
and
like
it
that to
breaks
me.
me. But on the other hand, I don't believe in that. I believe I'm resilient enough. But then again, there's this fear that what if I might break? So, you know, and it's not just like going downhill or like all the way down here, right? Like all doom and gloom. But whenever something goes right or something is looking up, what tends to happen is, you know, I feel like great. I feel, yo, things are looking up. And then suddenly it takes like 180 and it all burns to ashes like in a matter of seconds or minutes, right? It goes away so fast, like a fluke. And I wonder, why? Why can't I be happy for a longer period of time if I'm feeling so miserable? Like almost all day, every day. Why can't I have happiness for a while?
I think he said that he did. I can't remember for sure, though.
Yeah, it lasts for a while, but it's not equal with the amount of unhappiness and sadness in my life, I feel like. So why, man? But I guess pain, you know, is necessary for growth, and that's why we're here, to grow and, you know, be better. But dude, it's so tiring. It is too tiring. I don't know, man. But I guess the higher ups, the divine, does this to me because it's necessary for me. It's what I probably need. That's why I'm going through it.
Oh man.
And I think God or whatever entity doesn't give you anything that you cannot handle. Right? So I might be stronger and greater than I think, than I feel right now. One of the greatest things that I achieved in my life were always when I pushed myself beyond my limits, beyond what I thought I could handle. I had to give it everything and even more. And I didn't know I was capable of giving it that much, but I was, and that's exactly what was
Capable.
needed for me to achieve the goal, right? So, man,
I love the heavy
I
sighing
guess
in a
this is what it means
pre-recorded
to live your
video.
life to the fullest. It's not all fun and happiness and joy, right? What you imagine when someone says live your life to the fullest is just have fun to the max.
Fun maxing.
That's not what it means.
Fun maxer.
It's also going to the max in the worst areas of enjoyment. And it's a trade-off. Because you can live your life like lukewarm, but I mean, you know, it's like a vibration, a wave. Vibrate like low, so the ups aren't as high and the lows aren't as low. But it's consistent, it's constant, right? You'll get comfortable in that, but you won't go through experiences that would reshape you either to become worse or to become better, right? Because you aren't being pushed
This is a
to
great
the
promo.
limits where you actually have to adapt
Oh my gosh.
and become better to deal with the situation at your limits, to grow. On the other hand, if you live to the fullest, life is full of high ups and low downs.
Living life
so it's
lukewarm
less stable,
Luke.
but then again, it's more exciting. But can you handle the swings, the excitement, the chaos?
He's really
Can you handle
mellow.
it, right?
He's super mellow.
But maybe I'm just overthinking it, and I should just be in the present moment, not worrying about what may happen, and just
That's what that schizophrenic guy was saying, right? Was to just be focused, be present in the moment.
live my life and enjoy the ride, like a roller coaster. I guess that's what faith is, right?
What?
To have faith that you will be taken care of,
He's a cool
and
guy,
just
but boring. You think he's cool, but boring.
fulfill your purpose. Live your life true to yourself.
I keep failing you guys.
Maybe. Thanks for listening.
Hello again and welcome back to another video about Anthony.
Okay, this is All Skeptic. 616 views, 595 subscribers. This video is called Happy to Be Alive, Let's Be Rational.
Antinatalism and pessimism overall. There is this counter argument against antinatalism that says that most of people are happy to be alive. Although that would count actually as argumentum ad populum, the majority saying something doesn't make it actually true, okay? But there is some other hidden problem in this line of reasoning. If we say, for example, that most people are happy to be alive, they presume unintentionally a relationship.
Tell me who else is spanning the globe to find you guys black pill content from every corner of this beautiful planet.
A comparative relationship between a state of not existing, not a state of not existing, but a state of never beginning to exist with a state of existence. We need to be careful with terminology over here. So when somebody says that he is happy to be alive,
over here, what does he mean by
although
that?
we all actually know that the guy is simply expressing his optimistic perspective about life, but it cannot be counted as evidence against pessimism. It's the case
Manar
that
vibes, is
life
that racism or
suffering.
no?
It doesn't worth starting at all. So when you're actually arguing
This
for
guy
your case
mogs
that I don't
Manar.
want to have children because the world is simply horrible and life entails suffering that I don't want to impose on my children.
What are you doing?
Without having their consent. Somebody says that, well, most of people are actually happy to be alive. I am happy to be alive.
He's even looping. He's even doing like the savvy guy loop.
But he presumes, as I said, he presumes a comparative relationship with a state of never beginning to exist with a state of existing
Concrete background.
as in the here and now, living. So when they say that I am happy to be alive, I could only respond that, were you miserable when you were not alive? How does that work?
This
I
guy's
mean,
also
once
a
you
fan
start
of having
developing
something hanging on the
consciousness
door,
and you
which
can,
I am as well.
Recognize that you are alive, you say, woof! God damn! It was such a drag to not be alive. Developing consciousness, and you can recognize that you are alive. You say, woof! God damn! It was such a drag to not be alive. What are you talking about? This doesn't follow. It's a non sequitur.
Can he say
the
this?
The comparative hidden value of the statement "I am happy to be alive" is wrong, because a state of never beginning to exist cannot be sensitive
This guy is
to
great.
any quality, to any value about pain or pleasure. We can only be sensitive to those things once we start being alive. It cannot be the case that you are happy to be alive because it can't be otherwise. You are not suffering in a state of never beginning to exist. There is this hidden comparative value underneath this argument is simply wrong. Like, oh my god, I'm such a happy person now that I'm alive. Not being alive was such a pain in the ass. This is illogical. Plus, it's actually argument from feelings. Your feelings cannot be accounted to an objective reality about the thing itself. It could be only accounted from valid argument, a correct line of reasoning. What if you are happy to be alive and somebody else is not happy to be alive? Not happy to have started to exist? Who is true? Who is correct? Subjective experience can never be accounted to describe an objective description about reality.
He will be flying a plane into Fusion Studios headquarters.
You get only
oh my!
To be happy in life.
Let's hope not.
To make your life be better, to take an optimistic point of view about reality. Not that it is the case, not that the case is actually making you be optimistic out of necessity because reality is all sunshine and rainbows, but you need to be optimistic pragmatically to make your life easier and opt to.
Now, B. Stevie has always said that non-existence being preferable to a bad existence is foolishness to him. But this guy seems to think that there are instances where it would be
maximize your pleasure across
would be
time.
better that way.
You know that life entails aging, illness, and death. My unborn child would simply avoid all of that, but you would say he would also be deprived of all the pleasures in there. How could he be deprived if he doesn't exist? Now you would also say that the agent who would avoid all the suffering in life doesn't also exist. So what are you talking about? So this is actually where your moral compass actually works. You know that life entails suffering and entails also pleasure, and you know that suffering outweighs pleasure, because the maximum amount of pain simply doesn't worth the maximum amount of pleasure. But anyway, you perceive that there is suffering and there is pleasure in life, and you also, by a logical calculation, you reach the conclusion that the pleasure simply doesn't worth the suffering. So you take a decision, a moral decision, to not bring your children to existence, because
How am I going to miss something that I ain't never had? That's foolishness. That's what Savvy would say. How could he they're saying, "Oh, you would miss out on XYZ experiences," but if you're not having those experiences in life, then what I mean, how would the critic respond to that?
they would simply not be deprived of any pleasure since they do not exist, but it would be better
Vinny Sluggo went
to
live.
avoid any type of suffering once they start to exist. This is exactly the point central argument that antinatalists have. People who say that they're happy to be alive make a grand mistake into just because I feel
You're happy
this
to be
way,
alive? Big
it gives
mistake.
me a reason to think that other people also feel the same, and other people, once they start existing, they will feel also the same. This seems like the problem of induction. We cannot conclude that my subjective experience would be extended to other people. We cannot conclude that just because I feel this way, you would also feel the same. Plus, in reasoning and making descriptive statements about the objective reality, it's not plausible to take the argument of the majority, because the majority is not equipped to make logical deductions. The majority
He might just be watching
is not
TV.
equipped to reach rational conclusions. This is exactly like the argument of Socrates that democracy is not useful because it makes fools be able to vote. And since the majority are fools, presumably, it makes fools like them be in power and be in charge.
The majority
but anyway,
of
I just
people,
thought of making this
foolishness.
short video about this particular point. If you are interested in the philosophy of antinatalism, you could visit
Oh,
of
he's an
course, my
anti-natalist.
antinatalism playlist. And thanks again for watching,
Fair.
and see you in the next one.
Is anyone else getting increasingly tired?
Okay, this is Katie 2.0. She has 15K subscribers. This video has 9K views. And I picked it solely based off of the title and someone ranting at the camera. It's called Everyone is Miserable Now.
Of the general public and the fact that they're just so miserable. I like to call them sour-faced trouts. Because that's the face that I get when I smile at people or say thank you or just be genuinely nice. Is anybody else's nice meter getting to like the depletion recently? Or is it just me? I don't know. Basically, I've just come back from town, right? Specifically, B&M. So shout out to those who know what B&M is. It's a store in the UK that we really do enjoy going to. It's got great stuff there for a good price. They do good seasonal things. And basically, cut a long story short, I've ordered some wallpaper because I'm finally doing my room after 3.5, nearly 4 years. So I've ordered some wallpaper.
I don't know till we watch them. I hadn't seen any of these people.
Get myself some paint samples so I can have a look and see which ones go with the wallpaper. All right? Simple. So there's me going to B&M, walking around B&M. Now, something about me that you must know, because it's massive context to this whole thing. I'm a very nice person.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of
say
course.
they're a nice person, they're not. No. I like to smile at people. I like to make people laugh if there's something happening in the shop, like someone drops something, or I'll say something.
Listen, I feel like I need to tell you this.
Person,
I'm a nice
right?
person.
So
I'll be right back.
Anyway, I'm walking right. Actually, okay, now that you know that, I'm walking around B&M, and straight away, right, I can hear. I'm in the candle aisle, and I can hear in the aisle next to me, basically someone shouting, "It's so fucking cold in here." And I'm in like a little jacket, yeah, and I feel the cold quite a lot, and I'm like, "It ain't that cold in here," like, do you know what I mean? But she said it's so loud that I could hear it in the other aisle. So I'm just like, all right. And then they both come around to this aisle where I was, and I'm obviously just like, I wanted to look who it was that's shouting and hollering, right? So as I'm looking at the candles, I'm just like, I look over, and I'm like, all right, okay. Carry on getting, my stuff, doing whatever, getting my paint. Now, here it is. There are just sour-faced, miserable people. I don't know whether you'd call them NPCs at this point, but walking around B&M, just having a good energy, like that's just what I am. Like I guess I like to bring people up, right? So I try and walk around with a good energy so that vibrates and like other people can feel good, right? But I don't know. Recently, I've been feeling that people just be so miserable to the fact that like I'm at the checkout, right? I've got to slow down. It just annoys me. I'm sorry. It annoys me. I'm at the checkout and I put through my stuff and I smile at the lady and she just doesn't smile back. And I'm like, oh, maybe she's having a bad day, you know? And then I'm putting, like, so I did get some little candles, right? So I've got a bag with me, but then I've got another bag with me. And because I've bought something else, I didn't want the candles to break. So I'm like sorting my bags out here, right? And again, this is the type of person I am.
All right, what do you think?
Stuff. So I'm like, oh, I just need to put these candles in this bag so like, you know, I don't break them because I probably will. That's the sort of person I am.
She looks
right?
like an
So
abused
I just like to
doll.
make jokes. I look at her and smile, and she's just and puts through my stuff, and I'm like, I don't think I can do this anymore. I don't think I can feel comfortable being me because I guess it's me though, right? I shouldn't expect, right? I'm just thinking out loud if you hear, right? I maybe shouldn't expect people to smile back. Like maybe that's too much expectations of me. Like, I don't know. But now I'm thinking,
Oh my gosh, I can't stop sneezing.
Happened, I literally walked out with my bag. Oh, sorry, hold on. This is another thing as well. There was two elderly couple. Well, I don't know if there was a couple, but two elderly people behind with like one of them disabled trolleys and everything, right? And they were quite clearly waiting for me to like put my candles in that bag and sort this bag out. And I'm getting panicky now because they're waiting to put through their stuff, right? So I'm getting panicky and I was like, oh, sorry, I'll just be a second. And I do that and I smile at them only for them to be like, that was it. Sorry. That was the nail in the coffin. That's when I was like, I don't know whether this is just B&M, but I've been feeling this recently, and this is why I wanted to bring it to your attention, because I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just where I live. I don't know if it's just Britain. But let me tell you, Britain has had a reputation for fucking ages of being way too polite, right? We smile, say good morning to people. We say sorry for everything. We have our manners.
What is this guy, or what is this lady's deal?
That would say, I've been to Britain and they're just so polite. They're just so friendly. I ain't seeing that now. I'm telling you now, there has been a shift in energy with, like I say, South-faced trouts. South-faced trouts. They
She's gonna be like, oh, I'm telling you, everybody, I think something diabolical's gonna happen.
Like, you couldn't be...
There's a societal shift. People are demons out there.
Be more miserable if you tried. And I know that obviously, like, the cost of living crisis, it's not even a fucking crisis no more, is it? A crisis means you're going through a time of, like, you know, temporary crisis. It's not temporary. It's not going back down. This is how it is now.
Tired of being
nice. I think
nice.
people have slowly realised that, like the normies as well, the NPCs. I think they've realised that. And
okay, see, to me, that kind of verbiage takes this in a new direction. So she's seeing the rest of society as normies and NPCs. That's kind of a compelling element.
It's brought them down to reality, where we already were, right? We already know this. But we still have a way of being able to lift our vibration even when knowing this shit.
Decline of Great Britain.
Because it helps. Smiling at someone might help their day, that day. That's what I always thought. That's what I was always taught. But I don't know, man. Is it us? Is it Britain? I don't know. What is going on? Is everybody just miserable to the point now where we are just, there's no point in being nice? One other thing. This is another thing that immediately reminded me, like as soon as I walked out of B&M, I was like, right, that's just reminded me of that time. So in 2023.
You think she would like Trump?
Yeah, 2023. A couple of my friends and I went over to Prague.
Let me know in the comments
And we
what you
went
think
there for
about the
4 days.
idea that, you know,
I
should
had
we
never
stop
been to
being
Prague
nice?
before, so I didn't know what to expect. Now, I don't know any of you who have been to Prague, so if you have, once I've said this, please pause the video and comment, and if this is your experience as well, let me know.
Oh, I can't do the emoji. I'm so high, it's hard for me to type.
So, in a nutshell,
She
Prague
seems
is
like
the
a nice
most
lady.
miserable country I have ever been to. I had time and time again where I was in a shop trying to be a tourist and give them my money, and I was nice because that's what I'm like. Hello, thank you so much.
Union
and I
Jack
would be
pill.
met with. And it got to the point, you can ask my friends, it got to the point of day 2 of this happening. Remember, we're there for 4 days. It got to the end of day 2, okay? So I'd allowed it for the first day. And then it happened again the next day.
What's up, Stinky
And
Brew?
it got to the end of the day. So in the night time now, where we've eaten, we've gone out for a meal at like 8 o'clock at night, and there's people that are still... They're not
Have
even
people in the
sour-faced
UK
trouts,
given up on being
Over in
polite?
Prague, they're stone-faced trouts. There's a very big difference in their like facial expressions. And I turned around to my friends and I said, I'm fucking done being nice to these people. And they were like, what are you on about? And I was like, I'm always like, thank you.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done being nice to these people. And her friends are like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, they're with me. They're with me, right? And bear in mind, I've also said to them after this time, I'm a bit rude. And they like, I'm just trying to be nice. And, it's just a bit rude. So I said to them after day 2, I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not being nice. I'm not. And I remember this specifically, right? So the next shop I walked into, I consciously was like, don't smile. Don't say hello. Don't say thank you. Walk in, pick up what you want, give it to them, tell them how much is it, give them the money, and walk out.
Yeah, that's called just going to the store. That's it. That's what you do when you go to the store. You just buy your shit and leave. Like, she's like, I'm gonna be a quiet, easy to work with customer. Yeah, good.
And that's what I did. And when I tell you, it took every ounce. Oh, I feel it now. Every ounce of my body to be that person.
Huh?
And I walked out and I went, I can't do it. I can't do it. There wasn't a bone in me that was comfortable with doing that. But I had to do it because I had to balance the energy out.
Sure.
And so I said to my friends after that, I said, I didn't like doing it, but I had to. And now, let me tell you guys, if I ever come back to Prague, I am going to take
Exactly,
it in a very
it's
different
me.
direction. I now know what I'm ready for. So like I say, let me know in the comments if you've experienced this. Are they just miserable people?
Oh
Is it
my
because
God.
of the tourism? Because I did ask and I got an answer to the
I'm
fact
furious
that they
now.
are tarring all of the tourists with the same brush. Because
What does
there
she
are
want, her
multiple
ass kissed everywhere
Germans,
she goes by
French,
these
Italian,
fucking people
English,
just trying to
quite a
make a
lot of,
living?
Europeans, us not Europeans, even though we're not in Europe, right? But
Here's
us as
why this
well.
lady belongs on the Black Pill playlist. This is the person who the Black Pill wages are encountering that are making their lives miserable at
Have
work.
gone over there and just caused mayhem. Like literally, like as we were there was a group of people. I think,
Like
that were
Luke
taking
West.
over
These
a
are the
trash
kind of
can. And I was
people
like,
Luke
"Oh,
West had to interact
why?"
with.
Right. So I get that they have issues, but so does every country, and we don't tar them with the same brush. And I didn't want to go back it made me not want to go back to the country because I had to change my ways in a way that made me feel so uncomfortable. It wasn't resonating with me at all. So it's like, whoa, okay, well, now we have that here, and I ain't resonating with no one on this bloody planet right now. I'm telling you, like, I don't know, what's going on? What's going on? Help me out. Am I on my own, or are people just genuinely... Just... Please let me know.
Let me know in the comments.
I say, whoa, now, y'all should minds and
Okay, this is the Toothless Wonder, aka the Spiritual Detective. He has 815 subscribers, and this video has 103 views. It's called Sexual Immorality, Hell of a Spiritual Stronghold.
File Sharp reporting on the Bamboozle Again News Network. What a little story time, you know.
Luke West coffee card. It could have been on here.
I understand scripturally, like, the world is going to world and get wicked and all this type of stuff, right? But it's getting to the point, don't nothing make no sense. And I really desire not to, as best I can help it, to limit my interaction with folk. And I've been doing that, but even to a greater degree, like I run my errands or what, you know, I go to the gym, I kind of speak, you know, whoop de whoop, I'm in, I'm out, I try to be efficient, right? And here's why, right? Here's why. I was at Planet Fitness, right? So I ran into a classmate of mine who actually, at one point was in a relationship with my daughter, mother, right? You smell me? So it's all to the good.
Smell me.
You know, working relationship or whatever you want to call that. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no beef. Actually, the situation was better when he was there, right? Because now I ain't got to worry about which Negro around my child this week. You smell me? So I'm in Planet Fitness getting jiggy on the swole tip, right? So I see him, we dap it up, you know what I mean? And then I don't know what it is about me where people walk up to me and just tell me all their business. So then he proceeds to tell me, oh, yeah, man, I gotta get back in shape, man, because of the lifestyle.
Oh, my
Spidey
God,
sense going
what?
100,000 trillion. But I play dumb. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, we older, whoop, 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 right? He's like, nah, then he pulls out his phone, showing me pictures. He said, yeah, bro, we here in Maryland. I promote shows and events in D.C., New York and Jersey and whatever. So I'm playing dumb. I'm like, oh, that's what's up, cuz. You know what I mean? Sicing them up, right? But I already know where this is going. I just want to take me on Fantastic Voyage, right? So he's showing me, everybody, real prim and proper, pieced up and creased up. But I'm looking at the participants of these said events. And my spidey sense tingling. But I already knew this, right?
Oh, man.
And then I kind of look up at him, and I can see I don't know if the jab babula, but I'm noticing, like, the lights on, but nobody home, yo. So I'm just doing this as a social experiment, right? So he was like, oh, this is my other page, such and such, Lux, right? He was like, you know what Lux mean? I said, nah, cuz, I'm from the country, green as grass, right? But I knew where we was going, I just played dumb, right? So he was like, the lifestyle. I said, oh, freaky dicky say y'all can't see me. Then I look at him again, and he scrolled, like, and then I instantly go into, like, I don't know, like, I'm like, you see someone you haven't seen in a minute, and then it's not like you say, oh, I got my college degree, or, oh, I bought a new home. Oh, what's up, cuz? And then instantly, proudly speak up with glaze in your eyes about how you in the Freaky Deaky Club. And this is what we're proud of here in 2025 Babylon. You're proud. This is
2025 Babylon.
You're proud of the fact that you get to share your woman with other dudes. And the dudes look.
InfoWars pilled.
So this, I don't think this is just, and I don't know nothing about this world. Don't want to know nothing about it. I'm just observing it like a social crocodile hunter. This ain't just two couples swap it out or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
social crocodile
to
hunter.
Me, with the
have a look at this little beauty.
Is that all these folks just getting together, having a few drinks, and then go to the after-hour spot where you just get in where you fit in. I'll put it that way.
Get in where you fit in.
And this dude used to deal with my daughter mother, right? And that was the best peaceful time I had when he was there. Ain't that saying something, yo? But I don't even know why I'm highlighting this, but I'm highlighting it as to why over the past week I've been really in my spirit like I don't want to fool with nobody. I don't want to hear nobody's story. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't care. Something metaphysical or something has taken place.
Metaphysical.
Where I sense people ain't people no more, cuz.
There we go.
The store, and then because of where I work at, the store, even, dealing with people with mental health, I get all that. I'm well versed in it, yo.
Yeah, this guy's
But
awesome.
the stories I hear on a day-to-day basis almost had me to the point of giving up on humanity, cuz. Ain't nobody got no fight back. We all go through hardship, right? But you know what I mean? Like the frustrate, like, man, I can't figure this out, or man, I can't get no job. You know what I'm saying? It's straight defeatism that I'm sensing in thine spirit.
Defeatism.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like the people I'm privily know, or personally privy to, rather, have just accepted the imposition of the world, but they probably can't, identify as spiritual warfare or an eroding of the soul, conscious, reprobatism, whatever you want to call that.
Reprobatism.
And it is so crazy. And I had this epiphany when I first went back to treatment, now to be about 4.5 years. And I'm laying on the bunk in stillness, right? And then, I don't know, something inside myself tell me I'm going to have to start having mental funerals for people who are still alive.
Okay, let's remember that. Mental funerals for people who are still alive.
And it's almost as though I have prophesied unto thyself. Within the last year, now I don't really fool with a whole lot of people, but we stay connected how we stay connected, hold each other accountable, stuff like that. I've lost count of homies that ain't done nothing to me.
Lost track of homies.
That are now becoming unrecognizable to my spirit, and in some instances, physically, and they're not using drugs. I've used this articulation before. You ever been to a funeral and, the person in the casket, right? So it's the shell of them. But to me, it's not them, because the thing that makes them is no longer in this realm.
True.
That's what I'm perceiving. I recognize these people from memory, but I don't resonate with them. The connection has been broken, or how the words say it, there's a great chasm between myself and them, and we can't cross over. Now, I could have, like, man, why are you doing that, man? That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? But why would I have done that? Because I perceive he wouldn't have been able to perceive where I'm coming from a spiritual nature, yo. Just breaking it down, just, to the molecule.
Okay.
You are proud in your 40s to have a woman that you share with other men, and those men look like they zesty.
Okay, you're sharing your wife with a bunch of other dudes, and some of those dudes look zesty. Now, I only know one guy that comes to mind when people talk about zesty, and that's Lalito. Is he saying that like they're gay? Some of the guys that are getting with this other guy's wife are gay?
Ain't enough money in the world, Jack. And then, I put myself in people's shoes. And then what we do after, like the Diddy part and all, and everybody shared, swap bodily fluids.
What an epiphany,
in
yeah,
the
I know.
land of sexually transmitted diseases and whatnot. You know what I mean? Then we go home and plan a vacation or fry chicken wings. Or what do we describe the events of the day? And oh, babe, did you enjoy when Main Man had you in the Cobra clutch? Like,
oh my God, did you enjoy it when the main man had you in a Cobra clutch? What?
It's punishing, and I like enjoy when Main Man had you in the Cobra clutch. Like, Babylon is punishing, and I am so. And it, now, Grant, I've been in the world to my own degree, so this ain't no like judgment, like I think I'm burying somebody, nothing like that.
On the down low, okay. Oh, hey, what's up, Randy Wanzer?
Out the world. You know what? He ain't even really pulled me out the world.
Don't worry,
He saved me
Daninsky. I won't
from
start any
myself.
problems for you.
Because I always thought I was doing the right thing, for the most part. And when I did wrong, I had, I felt bad, and I had to drink to not feel bad, and that creates a loop, right? But I'm so glad he saved me from my own self and my own behavior that would have destroyed me by now. You know what I'm saying, me? And he did it against my own will. It's no different than Paul going to do whatever he's doing, thinking he's doing the right thing, out of legalism or whatever, and he gets stopped dead in his tracks. And his life formally is no more. Whatever I thought I was, bar hopping or splacking, as I call fornicating.
Splacking?
The various identities I've assumed and had esteem in And then spread. I'm
This
known
guy
for that,
has
and
so
people
many
used to get on me
cool,
about that,
like,
where I
little
had, let's
lore
say,
words.
Managing women. Let's put it that way, right?
Whoop de whoop.
And then and I would be drinking, and I'm like, man, this ain't nothing to be proud of, you. And stop. And this what's crazy is when I told them, nah, I ain't doing this no more. They actually turned on me and got me locked up, yo. I'm thinking to myself, you should be happy. But it is getting diabolically.
There it is.
Every time I'm starting not to like social media outside of the informative content that feed my spirit and my mind and give me something to ponder on or a different aspect to see something.
Cope.
But the debauchery is
He's talking
getting,
about porn.
Of course, I'm a man, so I'm attracted to women, right? But the level of debauchery and it's overkill at this point. Is there anything else to you? Nope. Shucks, boy. It's like people are no more than vessels on autopilot at this point, operating almost in a level of beastly instinct. Eat, sleep, splack, fight other beasts. There's no higher cognitive function, no reflection, no taking a step back and marinating on the decisions or life up until this point. And I used to do it. I would just do it drinking. But it's like, I know the word talk about like we like aliens and sojourners upon this earth. And now ever more clearly, that verse is hitting home. I don't belong here, cuz. Not around these. And I long, that's why I was so eager that I thought, the second exit was about to take place. Because here I'm antisocial. But if I'm around people I'm comfortable with or the conversation is mentally stimulating, you wouldn't be able to recognize them because I turn to a chatty patty. You know what I'm saying? I'll drop everything I'm doing
Chatty
just to chat.
patty.
You know what I mean? Because I don't get it like that. And I find it, enjoyable. But the conversation I had, and then here's what's crazy because I work in the mental health substance abuse field, right?
Huh?
The empowering attempts or the conversation that I had.
Did he say work, Sam?
To not only help someone, but to empower them wherever they're at, seem to fall on deaf ears. And I'm like, well, what's the point? So now I'm kind of like detaching at my job to a degree because I don't see nobody in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I see them quickly bamboozled. I don't see anybody owning up to a mistake. Everybody's blaming everybody else for the mistakes they've made for 20 years. I see no personal accountability. I see no frustration. I see no grasping, for whatever your situation is, and grasping on to the Most High, even if you don't know what it is, but I got to grasp on to something because, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, these bras is punishing these dudes into the earth. I had a brother all set that, move away and focus on himself and, heal and do all that. Set him up.
This guy's fascinating.
I got him a whole course of action locked in, two simple steps. I ain't heard from the man since. But he kept talking, right? And as he keep talking, if you let people talk long enough, they'll tell themselves. And I get it, it's no judgment. But at the same time,
he said he's a country boy.
At this is, he can't break the attachment. Not now, unless the attachment breaks him. Woo!
Woo!
You can either break it off or get broken off. What's happening?
There we go.
For this
What's
level
happening?
of knowledge and wisdom that I know now, out of suffering for the better part of a decade, let me perceive something is starting to slightly chip away at me. There go the axe. I'll cut it off and ask questions later.
What?
All this codependency, the lack of ability. And here's another thing I see, like the proverbial neighborhood loop. Nobody can think outside of their neighborhood or their, for the most part, or the types of friends that they've had all their life, I'm in a small town, and I had no intention on coming back here. But now I'm starting to see why, because of other things, why he brought me back here. Because I was going to be in some weird town way in Kansas with some skill trade and leave all this in the dust. But the way my higher power set it up, the Most High, he led me back here. But by the time he led me back, I'm strong enough to function in a place where I got a lot of using history and, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it's carved out a path in the wilderness, in my current job set that doesn't drain me Sometimes I detach, but it doesn't drain me from the other things that I do to keep me straight, like exercise, take a nap, when I get off work. I'm not drained before I go to work. I'm not drained when I go home. I'm just frustrated. I allow the prophets, right? Because let's say the Most High tell a prophet to do a particular thing. They're like, okay. Then they do it and the people don't listen. They feel like they failed the Most High. When he just looking at, you just did what I told you to do. I already knew they weren't going to listen. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know how, another way to word it, another way to inspire, another way to empower. And of course, I'm not the Most High, so I can't, concretely, know what somebody's going to do for the most part. But based on behavior, and then whatever's happening politically, spiritually, with the cutting of Section 8 and food stamps and
I may have overbooked this show, so we may have to skip some.
various things.
We'll see. I'll try not to pause it as much.
The spirit of resiliency is being quenched. The spirit of, okay, I'm down bad, but I'm me, so let me chuck my chin up, is eroded. You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys ever had
even if
your
you're
resiliency
downtrodden,
quenched?
You just, I got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spiritual execution, and they've run out of appeals, and there's just a finality to it. It's like, you know what I mean? But they'll talk a good game, but what you talking and the action that should correlate with what you said don't take place. And then when I highlight that, they just talk some more. Like they're trying to prove, like, this ain't about me. I'm here to help you to the best. And I was a fool with it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that joint hurt the kid hot. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not able to help, you know what I'm saying, or assist, then what am I in this for? To witness the captivity of my people like Jeremiah, you know what I'm saying? Now I see why he
You know what I'm
all the
saying,
time.
man?
So then I gotta keep myself up, some days are better than others. And I'm all right externally, and I'm all right spiritually. It's observing the fall of Babylon and having compassion.
No, it's
on
my
those
I mean, I've got to
who
go.
I
At a
once
I've
was.
got to cut off
I just
time.
want to come through with a quick one. I don't even know I'm gonna call this jump, but I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate everybody for like, sharing, subscribing, those who have supported the merch and whatnot. Y'all just stay on up.
I always put in one or two that I can, just in case we run close on time.
Take it
Though.
one day at a time and endure, baby. It's your man's them File Shop and signing off on the Bamboozle Again News Network.
Bamboozle
Where today's
News
message
Network.
is, stay away from sexual immorality. On that note, I'm signing off.
Ho-ha!
I'm 23 and no one has ever loved me.
This is Lonely But Real. 406 subscribers, and this video has 981 views. Right out of the gate, Black Pill.
I'm 23 and no one has ever loved me. Not once, not romantically.
Uh-oh.
Not the kind of love where someone chooses me.
Low battery.
Like, I've been so
Smoke
alone
detector.
for so many years, man, and I've never had anybody ever tell me they love me. I've always felt this way, and I just wanted to talk about this because people really don't talk about this kind of stuff, and it's real, and I carry that pain every single day of my life, and I've never had anyone ever show me any love or blatantly come up to me
Absolutely,
and say, oh, I love
South to
you,
West.
and, So I'll share you guys a story. So when I was younger, I thought love would just naturally just happen. Like one day someone would just show up to me and come up to me and say, oh, I think you're cute, I love you. And I never gotten that. No one has ever told me I love you. And I've watched people around me like fall in love, get their hearts broken, and
No,
they fall
the
back in love
smoke
again.
detector.
And
I'm just really
I never
blazed.
had the chance to feel what it's like to have a girlfriend or to have someone kiss you or someone ever calling me that they love me or, I never had anyone claim me. And it sucks when you feel like that. My whole life, I've always felt like I didn't matter, man. Like, it felt like I wasn't important to anybody. There would be times where I would be at school and people would go to prom, they would go on dates, and I was the kind of kid to just be by himself.
We might be
and
okay.
Not talk to anyone, and I've always felt unloved. I've always felt like no one would ever love me, and it sucks
Oh
when you
man,
feel like
that
that
smoke
because
detector just
it's a feeling that
ooh.
I've always struggled with for so many years, and I've never had anyone ever show me that kind of love. Um, I'll tell you guys a
What's up,
story
Stephen
about
David?
what I had to go through at home with my parents and my background and where I come from. So I'm
Hey, you're
Jamaican,
cute.
and
Love you,
I come
bro.
from a background where our parents in our culture, they don't show you love at home. My whole life I've been physically and mentally abused by my parents, which led me to having mental health issues at a young age with depression, social anxiety, stress, all that, and that led to me isolating myself over the years in high school and not talking to no one. And I feel like that has ruined finding love in relationships with others. And I've always been told in my house that you're not loved. My parents were the kind of parents
What?
who never showed me love at a young age. I was physically and mentally abused at a young age. In our house, in our culture, we're taught that you can't be loved. And, our parents just never showed me that. My parents just never showed me that kind of love. And, it damaged me over the years. And I felt like, oh man, I was not capable of love. I don't deserve to be loved. And when I started high school,
I couldn't take it. It's
and I
me.
saw
I'd
all
have to
these
change
people
it.
having successful relationships and all that, it just made me feel worse than I was already going through, because I was like, man, why can I not have that kind of love, And it made me feel bad. So my whole life I was taught that you can't be loved. I never got love and affection from my parents. I've never gotten
Oh
love and affection
man,
from my
like a
friends.
dagger, right?
I
Ugh.
was never loved by anyone. And my whole life it sucks when you feel like that, because I feel like we all deserve to be loved. And yeah, I've always felt like that, man. And it sucks when you feel like that. And do you know what it feels like to go your whole life without feeling like you're not wanted by someone? That's how it literally feels, bro. Like, my whole life I was never told that someone loves me, and it literally made me feel like I was not important, And I felt this way for so many years, and it literally made me feel so alone. It made me feel so misunderstood. It made me feel so unseen, and it sucks when you feel like that. So, and you start to wonder if like there's something wrong with you, and it makes you feel like
People
man,
might just be really irritated about the chirping.
Am I normal? Am I ugly? It just makes you feel like you're unattractive, and it just makes you feel
Oh
like
my
you're
God.
unlovable, And people be saying things like
Hi,
it'll
Cicero.
happen when you least expect it, but for me, it's been 23 years, and I still wake up alone. Like, no one checks in on me every single day. Like, no one texts me, no one say they misses me, no one calls me. It feels like as if I'm living in like the background of everyone else's life. Like, and it sucks when you see everyone experiencing that kind of love and you don't have that kind of love, It really sucks, man. I've always felt like that I never mattered to anyone. I always felt alone, and that really took a toll on me. And it's been 23 years now, and I still feel the same. I'm still alone. I still haven't been in a relationship. And, it sucks when you feel like that, bro. I haven't had a girlfriend my whole life. Like, my whole life I've always been single, and I always felt like no one would ever love me. And I'm trying my best not to cry in this video, but man, it sucks when you feel like that, because we all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to have a partner. We all deserve to have someone who makes us feel better,
If we all created in God's image, how come we all not equal?
And I know there's a
Classic
lot of people
savvy
in the world
guy
who feel the
presentation.
same way, and I just wanted to let you guys know that if you feel the same way, that you're not alone, and there's many of us in the world who are going through the same thing. I know that there's a lot of people who've never been in relationships before too. I'm not the only one, obviously.
Now I'm starting to get paranoid that the
But it
chirp
sucks
is
when
at
you feel like
my
that,
is
especially
here
in
at my
your
place.
20s, because
It's
this is the
making
point in my
it's
life where I'm supposed to
giving me a
find
psychotic
meaningful
break.
relationships, friendships, and all that. But I feel like I'm falling behind. Well, especially when I go on social media, I see everyone else just, they have a partner.
On a
like they have
Vinny Slugga
boyfriend,
phone
girlfriend,
call?
and
Oh
when you
boy.
feel like you don't have anyone, it sucks, you know.
What was it about?
And it just makes you feel like, man, why can I not have that kind of lifestyle? Why can I not have a boyfriend? Why can I not have a girlfriend? And it sucks when you feel like that because your whole life, you know, you've always felt alone. You've always felt isolated. My whole life, I was always taught that you can't be loved from my parents because they put me through so much. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this topic, man, because it's just been really affecting me. It's been something that's been on my mind.
Oh, he didn't want to
And
do the
I'm
background
just going
check?
through so much in my life right now where
boy.
I feel like I need support, I need friends, I need relationships. I'm literally 23 years old, and people always tell me, oh, you're still young. 23 is still young, you're still a baby, this and that. But I'm like, bro, like...
Oh, wow.
why
Thank
can't
you, Bob Brown. I really appreciate that. Very generous. Oh, who do we got? Espresso Joe, None Your Business, Brock Gauchier, Rhodes Scholar, and Dolomite. There you go. Thank you so much, Bob. I really appreciate that. Big ups to Bob Brown.
can I not find a partner? It's been 23 years, and I'm still single, and I'm still, you know? It sucks when you feel like that, bro.
You don't buy the
And
parental abuse
I
story?
just wanted to let anyone know that
You think Vinny's
matter.
done
If you
prison
feel this
time?
way too. I just wanted to let you know that you matter, that and you are loved, and we all deserve some type of love. We all deserve to be loved by someone, and yeah. I
Bob
just wanted to
Brown
let you guys know
spreading
that
positivity
whatever you've
during the
gone
Black
through
Pill
or however
Marathon.
you feel, you're not the only one going through it, and I would love for you guys to comment down below if you also feel the same way I'm feeling, because I know I'm not the only one, even though it may seem like I'm the only one who feels like this. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me and watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Alright, what's up, guys? So,
This is B Stevie. Whoops. He's got about 1,000 subscribers. This one's got 935 views. We've watched a few of his videos. This one's called This Life is an Unnecessary Struggle.
it's a struggle to function in this life when this life is filled with hate, jealousy. Like, this life is difficult when you have hardships that you never asked for. And it's difficult to try to cope with this life when it's just a struggle every day. You wake up and you feel like garbage. You go to work and you come home and it just feels repetitious. It's too tedious and you're just living. You're not really enjoying, pretty much. And people want to show off their status all the time. People are just so shallow on how people perceive others. They're judgmental. They go by looks all the time. People always want to critique how you socialize, and it's never ending, you know, and that's how humans are, unfortunately. It seems like, and it's like a struggle to deal with that when there's people out there that see your flaws and they wanna nitpick you and they wanna criticize you harshly. And
Dalmatian's car got broken into? Oh my god. Is he freaking out?
Struggle trying to get a quality of life when people
OPC strikes again.
Try to ruin your self-esteem and make you feel insecure about yourself and make you have learned helplessness, and thing is, like, you don't even know if you're capable of doing it because people have done this to you, you know? People put you in this loop and make you feel
When I first saw this, I thought this was a gun.
You may be able to put in the effort and try something out, right? But when past experiences from your childhood or something were bad and not good, then it's just...
So you think this guy's a believable
It's more of a struggle to
black pillar?
function in this life and try to make your life better, you know? It's even harder for people that are incapable of trying to make their life better, you know? Trying to get a better job or trying to make friends or a romantic partner even, you know, because of maybe what they're born with. And these limitations make them have a hard time trying to get the things they want and need know? And then they deprive and they crave it, and it's just, it leads to frustration, you know?
He's in the police questioning room.
It's just a struggle trying to...
Isn't New Haven
function
pretty bad,
in
though,
this
like
life,
crime-wise?
You know? It's just a struggle to function when you want to express how you feel about something to somebody, and people don't seem to care. People don't seem to have empathy. People don't want to seem to have a conversation, try to understand, you know, even though if they disagree with something that you're saying, you know? It's a struggle to find like-minded people and try to find a real connection, because people are superficial, basically, and
wherever it is, he's there a lot. This is one of his frequent filming positions.
It's to the point where you just want to isolate and you want to just...
Yeah, that is, especially somebody like Dalmatian, who's kind of paranoid.
People are like this all the time. And you just feel like an outcast. And then there's times where, like in your childhood,
he'll blame it on
you may
Obama.
be rejected by people, and that makes you lose confidence. That makes you feel like you're not worth anything.
Listen, once I get up and leave, I can no longer help you. I'm on your side right now, but I need to know the truth.
And a lot of times, like if you were abused as a kid, and parents can make you a gaslighter, you know?
Oh,
Like, you
lunchroom
can
at work.
play
Okay.
victim. And thing is, you
Was
don't
he
even
at Domino's,
know,
I
like,
think, at this
that
time?
you're actually capable of doing this. Like you actually have potential, but you don't know because of the people put you down. You know?
No, he recently quit Domino's.
You develop these gaslighting things that are bad, you know, right? Unless like it's actually what's the
Sounds like a
word?
Grace W.
Reasonable to
Does he have a
complain
76ers
about or something that you're
shirt
playing
on?
victim or whatever it is, right? So it's just hard to function in this world when there's just so many people trying so hard to get this quality of life. People are just like getting to the point where they want to, like, it's like a race to them. They
Hi,
want to
Luna.
make it to the finish line before you, and they want to glorify that online. They want to show off, and they want to make you.
He doesn't like
feel
online
worse,
show-offs.
And people try to control your
People
life.
who
People
show
wanna try to take
luxurious
advantage of
items
you.
to the camera. Savvy
And
guy.
people want to tell you like you need to conform to societal norms and the social norms out there, and not everyone's into it, right? So it's just a struggle dealing with people in society, basically. It's a struggle when you have these genetics like that just give you a hard
How's
time
everyone doing on
adapting
this
to
rainy
it, you know?
Thursday? What a delightful comment.
And it just makes it difficult to get things.
I like B. Stevie.
And the thing is, we never asked to be born. We never asked to struggle so much to the point where it never gets better, you know?
Never gets better.
Like, if it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, like, it just doesn't seem worth it to bring
New
a kid,
Haven
you know?
pizza.
Why would I want my kid to struggle like I am or something, you know?
Who wouldn't want to do
For
a pizza
example.
stream?
Struggle to keep a job, struggle to make friends, struggle to get a partner, struggle to like do anything, whatever it is, you know? It's a struggle. And thing is, like, there's people struggling a lot more than me in this life, and I'm not in their shoes. And I'll
We
never
celebrate
understand
you
so
every
well.
day, Luna.
And I hope that their struggles aren't as bad. They get to the point they vanish or something, you know? But that's not reality, though. It's not. It doesn't happen with everybody.
That's foolishness.
Like, life's a struggle when you can just be aging and you just get older and
I think I would get along with B. Stevie.
new problems are coming. Like, you can improve on something in your life, and all of a sudden a new problem comes, and it could be more impactful than what you improved. That's what sucks about that, and be more of a struggle, you know. People just struggle with money all the time too, financially, and I guess there's people that make the wrong decisions, and I guess they need to take accountable if they're able to pay the debt or something. But you know, there's people that struggle financially. Maybe it's because of the system, you know.
Well, he ain't gonna get a slice now. How's he gonna pay for it?
The cost of living is just too high, you know. It's a struggle, even though you try your
The
best
pizza
to
place don't
increase your
take internet
income,
clout.
basically. Yeah, this life's just a struggle, just to
It's yucky
maintain
outside.
Your sanity. Like, I have to take medication all the time for my bipolar. If I don't, then I'll go insane. I'll probably be in a mental hospital. Maybe I'll go to jail or something. Maybe, you know, like something really bad happens, basically. I don't want that. It's just a struggle to
Simple
keep
key
your
ring
sanity
and a flip
out
phone.
there, and it's worse when you don't have a support system. Like, you don't have like a family that supports you, and they're just abusive. They're not there for you when you need them, and they just neglect you, you know. It just makes it more of a struggle, right? And people are born into different situations, and there's ones that are born into really crappy situations, like being a third world country in a failed state with corrupt politicians not giving the people what they need, and it's just a struggle, you know. They never asked for that.
He's gonna be like,
But all the
"Oh yeah, Ruby, I'll pick up the pizza. Don't worry." Oh no, where's my wallet? Like, come on.
it's hard work just to get out of a bad situation, then you just feel relieved and all that stuff.
Going to see the full circle. Hell yeah.
It's just a struggle.
There you go,
Life's
struggle.
A struggle, like every day. People are
Let me
going
tell
through
you something,
all
Stevie.
the time. Mentally, physically. They're dealing with something at work. They're dealing with something at school, you know. And that's another one. People are struggling at school. Like, people are getting bullied. There's people not able to learn certain things in school. Maybe it's because they have learning disability that make them struggle, you know. And they never asked for that. It's shit's genetic, you know. Or maybe it's from epigenetics, or maybe something else, you know. But they don't deserve that, you know.
Semi-triangle.
Life's a struggle no matter what. Like,
It's just a line.
once you were born, you're just gonna struggle, and some people are able to overcome their struggles and pain and stuff, right? But some people aren't, because they're unlucky and they get in unnecessary circumstances.
I'm doing good, Luna.
It just never gets better, you know.
I've accepted the
But I
world
guess
as
at
it
the
is.
end of the day, it ends, right? And
Yeah,
you're
really.
not gonna struggle forever. You're
Ruby
gonna die of
Spacek, you're out there thumping your Bible and your John 3:16. Well, where was God when Dalmatian Dog's wallet was stolen? Probably by the Bush administration. Or whoever makes products.
Yeah, it's just a struggle. This
Whoever makes glass bottles.
Well, catch you guys later.
We live in an arbitrary world where everything is made up, and I've come to the conclusion, as many of us have, that Earth is a complete prison. We are locked into a prison planet. We play these games and we role play just in order to survive. And it's like what you wear, depending on the context, has to be different.
Oh,
We
my
wear these
browser's
costumes
messing up
depending
again.
on the event, and it's so arbitrary, and like so little about it is actually about
This
who
is
you
Shelby exists and makes stuff, by the way. Oh, I think my browser froze again. This is the worst possible time for it to happen. Hang on. Last time it started again. Maybe I can... More red pill interference. Okay, hang on, I'm hurrying. All right, that's Shelby makes stuff and exists.
We live in an arbitrary world. Arbitrary and like
23K
so
views on
little
this one. This
about
one
it
got
is
out there a
actually
little
about
bit.
who you are as a person. It's all about your presentation. So why do
Whoops.
appearances have to matter so much? Why do we have to change things in order to survive? We have to compromise ourselves, and we learn very early that we're not allowed to be ourselves, essentially. And I hate when, you know, you're basically told, like, you have to wear your Sunday best at church. You have to wear certain clothes for school. You have to wear a wedding dress at your wedding. I honestly just want to go out and be like, screw it. I'm just going to wear what I want. Like, I went out in my paint clothes to buy more paint, and my mom had to insult me on my way out. She's like, you can't go out looking like that. I'm like, who am I trying to impress? Why does my presentation matter so much unless we're living on this arbitrary prison planet where we are all trapped by societal norms, and if we take a toe out of line, we're reprimanded.
Let's go.
And I hate when we're asked, why do you want to work here at a job interview, even though obviously we're just here for the money. We have to lie and pretend like we are aligned with company values, that we for some reason give a shit about the reason for the company's existence, when in reality we're just scrapping to survive. And then you have to pretend. Life is all about lying and pretending. Everything is fake and made up, especially money. Like, you think about money. Money is like a fundamental social construct. It is a fundamental human invention, and we have created this medium of exchange, you know, to facilitate trade, of course, but also to maintain power and control over certain people in certain regions.
Don't go out looking like a crumb bum.
Sorry, one sec. Okay.
Make sure you're wearing clean underwear.
This is just a collective agreement that all of us have come to in order to buy stuff. And it's completely unrelated to anything.
There's always that little
valuable.
vein of truth. It's just that
dramatically
they,
due to inflation,
each different type of black pillar
we're
kind of
not in
takes it to
control
the
of
extreme.
How much money our dollar is worth. We work our lives away. This volatility around money is completely pointless, as it holds no value today as it will tomorrow. You think about cryptocurrency, and that's a perfect example of how arbitrary value of money is. It's completely invented, and even though crypto has been mainstreamed recently, it's just an example of like how made up value is. We just have to have a collective agreement on the worth of something in order to decide that this thing is what we're going to be using for currency. It's a complete waste of time. Money is often like an arbitrary limited resource. You know, it's seen as a limited resource because we're not allowed to just live and exist. This artificial limitation, you know, it leads to stress, anxiety, making the pursuit of money a basic human need, because we have to have money to survive, but what we really need is just food, shelter, and water.
I heard that
Like,
Daninsky was actually going to go on a haunted hayride.
Are available. We have the ability to make sure that everyone is fed and taken care of, but we allocate the resources in such a way where certain people are just born into oppression. Point blank, period. Our soul is pinned to this world. We're just doing time until our sentence is up. 80 years to life on Earth, and it's a living hell for most of us. Wouldn't it be better if we could all just come together and design a better world? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Humans have endless creativity that is often wasted. We were born in the image of God, if you ask certain types of religious people. Yet, what are we doing with that? Why would God want us to live these arbitrary, boring, stupid lives? Our creativity is being wasted. Our entire life we are told what to do, only to be one day told what to do and get paid for it. We're always taking orders from other people. I don't know how to get in a position of power over my life where I'm no longer accepting orders from other people. And for so long I was afraid to be seen. I was afraid to say the quiet part out loud, but now I want to share my authentic self, and I want to be received by people that understand where I'm coming from. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Shelby. I exist and I make stuff. You can support this channel the usual ways: subscribing, following me on Instagram if you're interested.
Hey,
in
we don't want a commercial.
Program our reality as best as we can through our mind, and if we change our mind, our reality changes too. And I think that there's
what a nice looking goatee.
Point at which we have to take agency over our societal programming. We are one spinning on the same rock, and we are a blip in space. So we are basically one collective consciousness. You know, like that Lion King song, "We Are One." The circle of life. We're all connected somehow in this ecosystem of struggle and survival.
Struggle.
And yet, despite this absolute surreal experience of being on this amazing planet, we are forced to pay bills when Earth should be free, and I don't think it makes sense to me. It's interesting that words are containers for concepts that hold a charge. Speech is such a strange concept to me because, like, when you think about it, it's just a soundbite that we've assigned meaning to collectively.
Sure.
Someone had to come together and collectively decide a dog is a dog in English, and like other places they call it something else. And I think it's just part of this weird simulation. And even if life is a simulation, I want to know how to make it better. I want the cheat codes to life. I want sandbox mode in my life. We should be able to change this mode of the game of life. I want to play on rich kid mode, not on hard mode. But we don't get to choose the mode of life
Big
that we
problems
respond
with paying
to.
bills, yes.
I know deep down that I am worthy of love, money, and success doing what I love. And my reality is beginning to reflect that with this channel. Because I know a lot of us have similar circumstances where we just want this earth to be a better place and a more sustainable place to live. My current self is trying to remember who I am.
I think it's also a feeling like maybe
into a bright future through my actions.
you put in work,
So I walk
but
into a future.
the benefit you're getting isn't enough, like in Luke's
And I
case.
set my future self up
It
for
didn't seem like he
success.
really...
And I attempt
He was
to
fine
control what
working
I'm
for a
able to
long time. He
control.
just
But reality
got
has
fed
been
up with what
programmed
he was
for us
getting
in a
in
lot of
return.
cases, and most people are so plugged in, it's just the way things are for them. Most of them don't even know
So he started
what's
taking
real.
a knife
And
to work.
separation, of course, is an illusion. Individuality is a social construct, and so is hierarchy, so is collectivism. It's all make-believe. Kids believe everything that they're told. We believe in Santa when we're younger, and we just happen to exist. Like, what are the odds of us being people? Like, what are the odds of us being us? All being on the earth at the same time? Why can't I
True.
just live in a reality where all my wishes come true? You know, I know it's kind of childish, but at the same time, like, why not? Why are we in this disillusioned reality?
Can we just live in a
Because nothing
world
is
where
real,
all
and yet
wishes
everything
come
is.
true?
What
I'm
if our entire
I'm
life
down
is just
for
an
that.
AI universe? What if we're all prompts? Honestly, what if someone just typed in a prompt and said, I want this sim of Earth? But at the end of the day, you have to have some kind of physical hardware to make a prompt of Earth. So somewhere, some way, there's a physical reality beyond this. We are the character in our life, but we can also be the player of that character in our life. And I know it's a little bit zen to think about.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, we can even be the programmer of the game. But to become the viewer is to become the player is to become the viewer of your life, to know that you're not attached to all these things. And the character is you, and soon, if you practice, perhaps you can become the programmer, though most of this is programmed by forces so far outside of our control, it's crazy. I've never had
I feel
someone
like she's
who wants to spend
kind
the
of
rest
she's
of their
pretty
lives
black
with me.
pilled. I
Most
mean, she's
people
into
don't
the
even want
prison
to see me
planet
at all, but I
stuff.
think
She's
we are
into
all
the
designed
simulation
to want
stuff.
this. And the fact that we need a life partner is kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. Discipline is not optional, but at the same time, what's the point? We don't get to keep anything that we make here.
True.
It's kind of like you can put your best efforts in, but at the end of the day, telling someone with ADHD just to be disciplined is like telling someone who is drowning just to swim. And I hate when people say, make 15-year-old you proud of you. Would 15-year-old you be proud of you? And I'm just like, as if I want to make that person proud. She was not easily impressed, first of all. And second of all, she was a mentally ill teenager anyway, so like, why am I trying to impress her? 1 second.
Just talk about makeup and fashion.
Sorry, I might have to cut this short. Then people invent jealous and vengeful gods to keep the gullible in line.
Was her
so that
mom
they
yelling
don't
at her?
rebel. And I'm not willing to sacrifice for a man's idea of God just to serve the world of men. I'm not interested in being a part of this world at all, honestly. We are all imprisoned by life. I've always yearned to explore, to learn new cultures, to travel, to pursue education, but because of my limitations and because of where I spawned in on, I haven't been able to live a vibrant and fulfilling life. I remember a time in a church play where I was given one of the main parts and I had a huge meltdown the night before. And
I think
lost
that's
the
what
plot to an
happened, yeah.
understudy. And I only say this because it seems like I sabotaged myself since at least the age of 8, and I'm very much wanting to change it.
All
but I
right,
don't know
unfortunately,
how.
we are in a time crunch. We're going to have to skip the rest of Shelby to get to our main event of the evening.
What's going on, guys? Back with a quick presentation. I want to talk to you guys about something real quick. And this is something that I want the youngsters to tune into. This is something I want the youngsters to tune into. When you were an adolescent, that's when you were at your purest form, when you were an adolescent. And I'm going to make this very simplistic here. If females did not like you as a teenager, they'll never like you. I repeat, if females did not like you as a teenager, they will never like you. You know, you hear a lot of guys saying that dudes need to hit the gym, that dudes need to get in shape, and da-da-da-da-da.
That's not bad. We only missed 6 minutes. I was off by a little bit.
My question is, if you a dude who never had females liking you from a young age, nothing you do is going to work. Nothing you do is going to work. I mean, if females did not like you at 15, what make you think they're going to like you at 20? What make you think they're going to like you at 30 and 40?
Damn, bro.
Come on now. I mean, especially dudes in my age range. Dudes who 30-something, dudes who in their 40s. You know, a lot, you know, by the time you 30-something, before you know it, you know, you'll be 40. In your 30s, you pushing 40. So dudes who 30-something, 40-something years old, telling
30
them to
well
go
on
to a
their way to
gym,
60.
that ain't gonna do nothing, man. You got to stop the cap. That's cap. That's cap.
Stop the cap.
That is cap. And I want to be I want to be the God for a moment. I want to be the Jehovah Ishikawa for a moment. If you didn't have females liking you as at 15, they'll never like you. They'll never like you. Take it from me. Females never liked me. They never liked me.
You're going to get a haircut, Lena?
That can get pussy. I've never been a dude that chicks want to bust it open for. I went on my very first date at 19. I've never been
when
a guy
I was 19
that women desire. Never have been in my life. In my life. And you hear a lot of guys telling dudes they got to get slimmer. They got to do this. They got to get buff. They got to do all that. That's garbage,
honk,
man.
honk.
That is garbage. A lot of these dudes who are pussyless at 25, you rewind back to when they were 15. They were pussyless then. See, it's a spiraling effect. It's a domino effect. That's what a lot of people can't get in their head. If you didn't have females liking you as an adolescent, they'll never like you. I never understood why they tell dudes you need to go to the gym and you need to do this and you need to do that, and that's BS. That's all garbage. That's all garbage. I always knew it was garbage. That's why when people told me you need to dress better, you need to do this, you need to do that, I write it off as garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. Gone with that garbage. We're not trying to hear that garbage. That's garbage. You know, you need to change your mindset. That's
People who
garbage.
try to encourage
Don't
you.
call me no more. Delete
Foolishness.
my number out your phone. Unfollow me on social media. That's what people need to do. Like, cut the BS. Cut the cap. A lot of these dudes who are not being sought after by females, even when they were adolescents, females didn't like them then. And I am a living testimony that if females did not like you as an adolescent, it's going to spill over into your adult life. A lot of these dudes that you see who 45, still beating the drum, no pussy, these dudes been losing from day one. So if you've been losing from day one, what is going to the gym going to do? I believe in staying active. I'm all for staying active. But all I'm saying is people got to start using their brain. Use your freaking dome. Use that cerebrium in your head.
Cerebrium.
Use that big dome in your head. If you couldn't get pussy at
Joe,
16,
come on, use your cerebrium.
you're not finna get it at 35, 40. And see, I'm in my 30s. I'm 36. I'm pushing 40. A lot of cats pushing 40. Most of the cats that probably watch my content pushing 40 or in their 40s. I don't think any young dudes really watch my content because they can't relate. I think most of the dudes that's in the content got to be 30-something, 40-something years old because that's the age range that I'm in, 30-something, 40-something years old. That's my age range of people. You know, a lot of these dudes that's grown as all get out and ain't had no pussy, they never had pussy.
Alone is all
Some
get
of these
out.
dudes are in their 40s and never been on a date. I've been on a couple of dates. I used to think dates meant something, but they don't. You know, I never understood why people tell guys, oh, you just got to go to the gym. You know, what's that going to do? That ain't going to make women want to screw you. Get out of here. That's cap. Now, I'm all for staying active.
Oh my God,
I
this
like
is a
going
great
skating
video.
from time to time when I have the time. But I know that ain't going to get me no pussy. I know that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. You know, if you a dude and females have never desired you, that's just the way it's going to be for you. You're going to die alone.
Savvy
You
knows
just
all
gotta
the
accept
stats.
it. See, a lot of young guys didn't have a father to let them know that they were destined to lose at a young age. See, my mind been programmed from the start. That's what people get it twisted with me. See, I already predicted my demise at a young age. I told myself at 15 I'd never have no female. Look at how my life turned out. I am a testament of realness. My father let me know as a youngster that chicks ain't gonna dig you. So, you know, when you got a dad that lets you know females ain't gonna rock with you, they not gonna be attracted.
He's like, I told myself back then, you're never going to get any pussy. And look how my life turned out.
To you. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to believe this. I know a lot of people may not want to believe this. But some people
Uh-oh,
are
lights
destined
on.
to lose. Everybody wasn't destined to win out here. You know, you got some dudes. I know this because this is how you know that some of these guys were destined to lose. This is how you know the gym is not going to help a lot of these dudes. Most involuntarily celibate guys never had females liking them. They never had any female validation. So when you're a dude who never had females liking you at all from the time you was a teenager, there is no hope for guys like that. I'm all for staying active. There's nothing wrong with going to the gym.
I was hoping we
but
get
I'm just here
if
to
you
say,
watching
like,
this video.
people just be making up lies, telling dudes they gotta lose weight and they gotta do this and they gotta do
busted
that.
open for the
Most
savvy
of these
guy.
dudes been losing since day one. There's no hope for guys who've been losing since day one. There's no hope. And I just want to speak some sense into guys. Like, if you're a dude that never had females liking you, you pretty much screwed. It's over for you.
Salute
Dudes
to
who
a life
never
of
had
hell.
females liking them, nothing that they do is gonna change their circumstance. If you a dude who never had chicks liking you, nothing you do is gonna change your reality. You just screwed. It's like having a disease that you can't get rid of.
Oh my God.
You know? That's why I never bought those lies that a lot of guys like to tell dudes, oh, you got to go to the gym. Most of these types
Savvy
of guys
hates the
who
red
were
pill.
involuntarily celibate never had females liking them. Even when they were teenagers, females never liked them. So let me say this. If you're a guy who never had females liking you, nothing you do is going to work. Nothing you do is going to work. If you one of them dudes who never been selected, never been chosen, you
Never been
a dude that
celebrated.
females desire,
What's up, Kinetic Kel?
you can go to the gym, but that's not going to change your reality. It's not going to change that no pussy situation. It's not going to change that drought that you've been in forever. You're going to stay in that drought until the day you DIE. And that's real. See, I've been programmed since I was 14. My dad let me know at 14.
Oh, I always stream like in the exact same time.
Chicks ain't
Like
gonna
every
rock
day.
with you. So that was ingrained into my dome early in life. I was programmed like a computer.
Where's her painting clothes
early in
outside?
life. I predicted
Savvy,
my life and
Shelby.
how everything was gonna play out, and I was right. Everything I believed, I got it. So that tell you everything. The power of the mind.
He's just
It's
saying
reality,
he cock
man.
blocked himself.
You have to look at your experiences. And if you a dude, you've been disrespected by females all your life. Females always gave you the cold shoulder. They never liked you. Nothing is gonna turn around for you. You're finished. Especially guys
Oh my
who are in my
God.
age range. If
You
a dude
finished.
30-something, 40-something years old, you know daggone well you ain't getting no wife and children.
You
ain't
know
getting no
daggone
family. It's
well.
over. So I don't understand why they tell dudes.
Oh,
gotta
wow,
just dress
Halloween
better, man.
IRLs.
You need to go to the gym and Da 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 da.
That's the
Man,
spirit,
get
Kel.
outta
Just
here.
dust
Get
yourself
outta
off
here.
and
You
get back
know,
on the
get out of
horse.
here, man. Like, that's BS. I never forget I had a dude telling me when I was back in my 20s, man, you got to learn how to dress. I don't wear all that ghetto stuff y'all wear, man. Get out of here. I never been trying to hear what people had to tell me because I know it's all garbage. And see, when
Do you
a
think
dude
Savvy
that's
Guy
been
would date a
losing
white
since
woman,
day
though?
one, it's nothing no one can tell you. When you a dude who never had females liking you, there is nothing that no one can tell you. There's nothing that no dating coach, no PUA, they can't help you when you've been
The
losing
red
all
pill
your
can't
life.
help you.
If you a dude who never had females liking you from the time you were young, most men that you see with wives and children, those are desirable men. Those are select men. Going to the gym is not gonna take
Oh, another content
that
house?
target
Nice.
that's on your head
Be careful who you give your phone
Women
number to this
perceive you
time.
as unattractive. Going to the gym is not gonna change that. You've been no pussyless. You've been no pussy. You've been a no pussy getting dude since you was a teenager. Since 15. Since you was in middle school, high school days. And now you 30-something, 40-some years old, still in the same position. It's over. I just want to shine a light and just let it be known, because people are always telling dudes, you got to go to the gym. You got to do this. You got to do that. I just want to be the person to shine a light and just speak some common sense into people. Like, if you a dude who never had females liking you, nothing you do is going to change your situation. Nothing you do is going to change that. You got to know that. If you a dude who's never been desired by females, nothing you do is going to
Cal,
change
never
your reality.
move your bangs for anybody.
I just want people to know this.
You cannot
You know,
beat Grace by
stop
you
telling
can't you can
dudes.
never like appease Grace if she's against you. Like you once you show her that little bit of weakness, it's just like
Who've never been wanted, that all they got to do is go to a gym and dress better. Stop telling dudes that.
nah,
When they
you
ain't
was it
never
was
been
funny.
wanted.
That's the only thing that matters.
And I just felt that I needed to make this presentation to clarify some things. If
We
you've
just
never
like
been
seeing you go
wanted,
toe to toe
nothing
with the
you do will
champ.
work. Just know that. I'm not being the barrier of bad news. I'm just speaking that
Barrier
real
of
gospel.
bad
Just know that. I'm not being the barrier of bad news. I'm just speaking that real gospel. Speaking that real gospel of Jesus Christ. Like, if you never been wanted, nothing you do will ever work. If you a dude that females have never taken a liking into, nothing you do will ever work. Nothing.
Barrier
You're
of
toast.
bad news.
You're finished. And see, I'm glad that I had a father to speak realness into me at a young age. Because a lot of the things that my father told me, my mother would have never told me those things. My mother would have never told me women think you're ugly. Women not gonna like you. My mother would have never been speaking those gospel words over my life. See, my dad is Jesus Christ in the flesh. And that is why
What?
I always speak about my father when I get on camera.
What?
Because he told me everything that's righteous.
Huh?
So I just want the guys to know, if you never been wanted,
What a plot twist.
nothing you do will work. Sadly. But you guys make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. It's been another sermon of Jesus Christ.
Huh? What's with all the religious connotation all of a sudden? That's kind of a little bit out there. Saying that his dad is Jesus Christ in the flesh? That's kind of weird. Well, we survived. We dove through some black pill, some not so black pill. Then there was the one British lady, I guess. I liked Shelby. I thought she was a pretty interesting. She had some pretty interesting takes. I love you. I just don't like you. Yeah. But I think it was fun to look at some of the creators that are in the space or adjacent that are in the BOYT. They're really hard to find. YouTube really doesn't. I think Daninsky's right. YouTube really doesn't like the black pill. Well, Savvy Guy always said that it was just he found going to church foolish, and like that he thought people who go to church are foolish. I don't know if that like expanded into if he thinks having a relationship with God is foolish. I don't know. Maybe we can have him make a video about the difference between like giving up on church and giving up on religion. Or do you think that's too controversial of a topic? Anyway, tomorrow we'll be back with, we're not going to have a palate cleanser because in honor of Daninsky's firm belief in the black pill, we're not going to sugarcoat reality. We're just going to go out on the king of the black pill. Tomorrow things should be much more upbeat. Memphis wrestling. Saturday, BOYT watch. Very exciting. We'll have a, I don't know. I think I'd rather do a driving Tony Yeoman than a table Tony Yeoman for BOYT watch, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.